Xbox just bought Bethesda. Keep it together, Kenny. Keep it together. You told yourself you would keep it together for the intro. You can just, oh my god, 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 oh my god.
Hello and welcome once again to Achievement Hunting 101, the premier podcast that always pre-orders our consoles. Successfully, I might add.
Of course.
Another day has passed by and another panel is here. With me is Koosh.
Hello.
Hello, Koosh. Also, L.
Oliat.
Series regular. And Vulgar Latin is back. Hello.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien.
Oh.
E2.
E2.
El sandwich. Es yummy.
Yeah? Well, if you need to go to the El Baño, just excuse yourself.
La biblioteca.
La biblioteca. We have a packed show. I can actually say that for real this time. And so, but we're going to stick true to form and start off with our game showcase. Koosh has a little ditty for you. Koosh, let us know what you've been playing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
So I think I mentioned it last week. Mad Max was on the website. The TA, they mentioned a server shutdown that was a little ways out. It's October 31st. So that, of course, got me interested. That's the kind of contest I play towards these days is can I beat the server shutdown?
FOMO challenge.
So I dove this game a while back, and I remembered not really liking the controls. They were kind of weird, and I wasn't really sure about the game. Well, in order to get ready for the closure, I spent more time with it, obviously. First, let me get to the bad news. So yes, the server's going to close on the 31st, but the good part of that is there's only one achievement that is dependent upon that. Unfortunately, it's the meta achievement for completing all of the challenges in the game. So if you wanted to get the completion before October 31st, or get this achievement completed before then, you would have to basically play the entire game and just go for it and get it done. You do not need to do that. What you do need to do is complete 2 challenges. One challenge is for collecting or having your scrap crew, which is basically an offline component of the game. They'll go out and they'll find scrap for you, and then the next time you log in, you'll get that scrap. You won't earn any while you're in the game, but when you log out of the game, they go and they look for scrap.
So this goes by I guess if this is the discontinued, this is obviously going by some server time.
It's going by a difference between your log-on times, your log-off and your log-on. And it equates to about 7 pieces of scrap per hour that you're logged off per scrap crew that you've set up. I think you can set up to 3, but you have to get pretty far in the game to get to 3. You can get to 2 without too much effort. It took me about 6 to 8 hours to get the second one, about 6 hours, 5 to 6 hours to get the first one. So it's really not that much work. The hardest part about it is not playing the game. I want to play this game. I'm really enjoying it. And I just want to go play things, but I don't want to mess up any challenges and I don't want to do any of that. So I'm really just focusing on, getting the scrap crews done. And if you just follow the main story quest, you'll get to the first area where you can earn that scrap crew. You basically have to go out and find 3 or 4 pieces in the world at these very specific points. And when you loot a chest and get that, you can then go back to the base. Once you have all 3 or 4 of them, you can create the scrap crew. And from that point on, when you're not logged on, they'll be earning scrap for you. You can then continue with the main quest, get to the second area, find the scrap crew pieces for that second area, and now you have 2 of them going at the same time. So you'll be earning 14 scrap per hour instead of 7. So that's kind of what I did. That's kind of what I recommend. If you do that, you're looking at 15 days if you have 1 camp, 15 days of offline time, and 8 days of offline time if you have the 2 camps. Now, keep in mind that it caps out at about 500 scrap, which basically means every 2 days. if you go in there like every day and a half or every 2 days to collect your scrap, you'll never run into that wall.
Right. So if you're on top of things, you have up till like, I don't know, probably the first week of October before you start it, right?
Yeah.
To make up your mind and be safe.
If anyone's interested in doing it, obviously do it now. Because otherwise you'll really be up against the clock. Now the plan is once you get to that point where you have your 500, well, you have to get 500 first, then turn it in, and then the second one starts from 0. So then you're going from 0 to 2,000. When you get that one done, you want to save the game and make multiple copies of that save in case you mess something up. That's the other bad thing about this game. There are ways to mess yourself out of getting that completion. There are these basically quest givers or information givers. They're they're basically all throughout the map, and they're tied to camps that you have to overtake. If you overtake the camp that they're tied to, but you don't talk to them, they go away and you can't talk to them. And you have to have, I think, 8 in the first area and 11 in the second area. The first time I was playing this, I got my 2 scrap crews, but I was having so much fun playing the game that I started capturing these camps. But I didn't get all the information people. And then I looked at the next challenge. It was like, talk to 11 people. And I started counting up all the ones I had left. And I was like, oh, I don't think I have enough. So I made the hard decision to just delete that save and start over. So getting to the fun stuff in the game, it looks great.
That exists.
Oh my gosh. The game looks great. And it plays well. The driving's fun. The control, like I said, the controls are a little bit weird. Running is right trigger. Jumping is left trigger. It's a little weird. Your main interaction button is A and shooting is B. So the controls are a little bit off and you'll kind of get the hang of them as you're going, but you can change them, but I just stuck with them because I didn't want to mess with any prompts or anything like that. I don't know if they change along with what you're doing. So I just kind of learned the scheme and got used to it, and it's not bad. But it was really weird it being kind of different. The game has a lot of things you have to pick up. There are a lot of sites where you have to go and break open boxes and find these things and these scrap components and like components for other crews for each of the bases that give you other stat perks and stuff like that. And it's very much like Assassin's Creed 4. So Black Flag, when you're out on your ship and you're finding those little islands and you have to get into them, and sometimes some of those islands are like really intricate caves where you have to like dive down under the water to get into them. Same sort of thing going on here. Like some of these places that you go to harvest scrap from are really basic. There's just like a container. You go open the container, you go in there, you get it. Other ones are much more interesting. They're like this weird cliff face that you have to kind of drop down into and solve a couple puzzles, like involving ladders and things like that. The game's really cool. And like, I was surprised that like no one had been talking about how good this game was. And I'm just really enjoying it. So I can't wait for my stupid scrap to collect so I can save the game and then go actually play it and like just kind of go for it.
So
yeah.
So is this it's in the Mad Max universe? Does it after the movies? So is this sort of beyond Thunderdome?
So yeah, I'm not that familiar with the movies. I know I've seen them all at this point, but I wasn't really tied to. I haven't seen the old ones in a long time, and I only saw Fury Road one time. I actually just went back and started watching it again because of this game. There's a lot of kind of like atmosphere feels very much the same, and the landscape looks very much like Fury Road. And I think it was Chewie was saying that they weren't connected, but the development took place about the same time, and then they were like, you know what, we should probably talk. And at that point, they started kind of incorporating some things. So you will see a little bit of fusion of, some things, people being mentioned, some names being mentioned, some things like that. But yeah, it definitely feels like a Mad Max movie.
Huh.
Interesting. So one thing I was going to ask you is you did say that you can mess stuff up. Are you planning on sticking with it to the end now? You going to save it, come back to it another time?
Yeah, no, I know me. If I take too much time off, I'll forget about it and I won't come back. So my plan is to focus on this game and have some, some side action. some other games be the side action, but have this be the main thing I'm working on. One of the things I didn't mention was the combat. The combat is really pretty good. I think it's Warner Brothers is one of the developers. So it's kind of got a little bit of that Arkham feel to it. You do have towers you have to go up to, and they kind of help you discover the landscape and find things to do. So it's definitely got that Assassin's Creed vibe there. The combat is not as involved as Batman, but maybe a little bit more involved than Assassin's Creed. But it's rewarding. It is fun combat. You get very limited ammo. Ammo is very scarce at first, and through some abilities you can get more ammo later. But yeah, so you're gonna be doing a lot of punching. And
some
shivving.
Some people would say it's a shame. I own this game, and I have all of 26 gamer score in it. And I don't know if I'll plan to go back to it, to be honest.
Yeah, that reminds me. I probably should warn everyone, there are weird achievement values. The gamer score values are weird in this one.
Not a lot.
That sounds mad.
Yeah, not a lot. But they're, for people that like their 5 and 0s, this doesn't always end in a 5 or a 0.
Yeah, and when you start the game, you will start off on some quote-unquote odd numbers. So that will be at the front end versus the back end. So, all right. Good luck with to you on that journey, and to whoever else is joining you. I took a little a nostalgia trip back to the world of Leisure Suit Larry. He has a new game out called Wet Dreams Don't Dry.
Whoa!
And
I don't get it.
And
explain.
Ask your mom. And so this game is it's a little different. Not exactly what I was expecting. To Leisure Suit Larry aficionados, this game is probably right up your alley. And I'm talking like old school Larry. My introduction to Leisure Suit Larry is Xbox and Xbox 360. And those were like games where you walked around. I loved the 360 game. It was hilarious. It was fun. Leisure Suit Larry, Wet Dreams Don't Dry revisits the old games. Guess what? They are point and click games. Did you know this?
I did. I've played the old ones.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Then you will probably like this one. And it's just like a 2020 point and click Leisure Suit Larry. So it's you got your item management, your combinations there, your scenes, and your cursor on the screen. You have to interact with stuff. It's a very traditional, from my experience, a very traditional point and click, albeit with your innuendos aplenty in the game. That probably in and of itself, while it is very fun, it made a lot of the puzzles challenging. I wouldn't have. I did end up using a guide. I would not have thought of some of these on my own. Like one was like I had to put like a pickle in a condom for a rat to move for me. Like I would have never put
obviously Corey.
2 and 3 together.
Oh yeah, so sounds like it
just like
plays
real life
by the same rules. Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
You didn't have sex ed in your school, Corey?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. It wasn't mandatory.
That explains a lot.
Just anything goes.
Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I played it, and I got through it. The game in and of itself is mostly story-based achievements, so you do have that. Otherwise, there are a few miscellaneous. I'm trying to think now off the top of my head if any would be classified as missable. You might be able to go back and get them. So I can't think of off my top of my head anything that would stop me from doing that. You do have multiple save slots, and I did utilize those just in case. I never really had to utilize them except for one set of achievements. You had to experience the outcome, both outcomes of a particular scenario, and so I did one, and I saved and I reloaded. I saved and I did it, and I reloaded and did the other one. Everything else I think came pretty naturally, and I did not try after the game. After the game was completed, if I could, where it would pick up, I would probably just pick up my last save but I had everything by that time. One thing that I do want to note that I'm glad to know is the game was broken on launch, and up until Sunday. Today's Tuesday. I think it was up until Sunday. They don't work on Sundays. It was yesterday, Monday. They fixed the game on Monday, so it hasn't been out quite a week, and they already fixed the game. I got 6th completion on the site. It's crazy how fast people are. I was in the devs Discord, and as soon as I saw it, I went, and luckily it was like lunchtime, so I kind of played a little bit and finished her up. But yeah, point and click fans will probably like it as long as you know the humor going into it. Which, if you don't know Leisure Suit Larry, then it's probably better for your health. I guess.
Of course.
So are there a lot of like fail states then? Because the other ones, I know you could do something and pretty much die or put your game unwinnable. Like in the other Leisure Suit Larrys, you could make a series of decisions that were like bad moves and die of a venereal disease.
You can definitely die in this one, but it just reloads right before you did that. So much less. I lost the word, but you can do that without worries.
Okay,
I feel like
actually. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I feel like a lot of old PC games did that to give a little replay value. Actually, they made it so you can die and then you would be forced to start over.
Yeah. This one is fine to do that. I was actually afraid because I didn't really look at the achievements that much. I was afraid that I was going to have to die every way until once I found a guide. That one was like, go here and die and then go back and do it. I'm like, okay, this is going to lead somewhere, but it led nowhere. You didn't have to die. So yeah. One thing that I would probably note is that based off my experience with Leisure Suit Larry, this one is actually probably a little tamer. I don't recall any venereal diseases. It was just like touching a frayed socket. Like I had to unplug something, and if I did it without rubber gloves, I electrocuted myself. So it was nothing like that, but definitely not for kids.
Oh, because it was like in one of them, I can't remember which one. It was like you could find a prostitute, and if you didn't have a condom, you'd die. That kind of thing, adult humor.
Yeah, the game is definitely filled with that from beginning to end. I also want to note that it's a $40 game, currently on sale for $30. So take that savings, but I would not pay that for any point and click, no matter what the franchise is. Just to put that out there.
So, was the title a takeoff of a D4, Dark Dreams Don't Die?
I read some kind of like Wikipedia stuff where people were theorizing that, but I don't know if it was ever confirmed.
It definitely was.
Wet dreams don't dry, dark dreams don't die.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe. What I did read was like that the original creator wasn't involved in this. So that's probably where some of that extra naughtiness goes. I don't know. It definitely brings... It's Larry Laffer, and from what I was reading, the other, like the Xbox 360 games, was a different Larry.
It was Larry Lovitch, I think.
Yeah. So this one is like from the old school. There's even an old school bit in the game, and it's trying to pick up where those left off. It actually has a sequel coming out, Wet Dreams Don't Dry Twice. And that one's not slated for Xbox as of right now, but this game's been out for a while on PC and I think even PS4, so it finally made its way over here. But yeah, it's easy. I'll give it that. So, all right, moving right along. Elle, tell us all about
what's up. My favorite topic.
Fruit racing, food-related games.
My favorite topic, fruits. I mean, food, you're right. Do you guys like Mario Kart?
Never heard of it.
Who doesn't?
Not really.
All right, fine. Well, this game is definitely a Mario Kart clone, shall we say? And it's a game that I don't see too many people playing.
Like online or
yeah,
just in
like
general?
ever. Yeah.
Is it online? Is it an online game?
I remember. I think we got a review copy of it a couple years ago, and I knew it was on my tag. And what we're doing is getting achievements, in places we might not be normally getting them for our leapfrog competition we have going on right now. So on day 7, I decided to boot up this one, but actually the day before I saw a friend of mine, Inigo Montoya 80, playing this game. He's pretty known on TA for playing racing games. So yeah, he would pick up just about anything. And he likes games with high ratio as well. And this game has some high ratio. It's worth almost 3600 TA for an arcade racer. So there are online achievements, and I had some of them already, but I still needed to win 20 races online, to win a 2 Pistons online championship and a 3 Pistons online championship, which I just believe is how they state the difficulty in the game. So 3 Pistons was the hardest difficulty. And it gave me an excuse to hang out with my buddy Inigo Montoya, and he helped me get the online achievements and taught me some of the things to do in the game. And I wound up getting 7 achievements that day, so he helped me out, and I dragged him into the Discord. So that was awesome.
Oh, so that's where he came from.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that explains a lot.
Yeah. And also, I killed his father, so he wanted a little revenge. So,
Okay, then.
So, what kind of fruit are we talking here when we're talking all-star fruit? Is it like apples, bananas, got avocado? It's like a super fruit. Yeah.
You can you can be an avocado, actually. There's like 20 different characters, and they're all fruits. And then all the loading screens are telling you, like, you wouldn't know it, but peppers are fruits because they have seeds and like things like that. And I don't know. I think it's actually a pretty fun game. I didn't do too much of the single player. I did the first cup, and I won the Cocoa Cup, which is for coconut. But yeah, this little ditty is not bad. Pretty fun.
So what you're saying is you enjoyed it enough until I know you. We can boost the online now.
We can. I can help you out for a price.
I can do
Your
that
soul.
for money.
You want to pre-order for a Series X?
Yes.
I know a guy.
Too soon. So one other funny thing is that when I was talking to Inigo, he told me he was idling one of the achievements in the game. So that's one of the things about the game is the estimated completion time is 30 to 35 hours, which sounds daunting, but when you realize the achievements, there's an achievement for competing for a total of 20 hours. So, of course, this is going to turn a lot of people off. Unless you have, Well, as we were talking, he was telling me how he likes to game with his nephew. And after we talked for a little while, it dawned on me he was actually talking about his nephew.
Weird.
So I told him about how on the podcast we refer to the Cronus as a nephew, and now I'm going to get him to listen to the podcast, and it'll all be explained in due time. But yeah, you have to compete for 20 hours, and time attack is excluded. And he was telling me that time attack was the mode you're going to be spending a lot of time in the most, because that's the hardest one. So it's just kind of a weird achievement list, but the game is fun. Just, I guess, if you have patience and a Cronus, you can get this one done.
I don't recall it being like a great kart racer.
It was fun. It was very colorful and fruity. And it
What's
reminded
the
me of
rubber
food.
banding like?
Remarkably good.
Huh.
See,
Good as in there is none?
Well, when you're winning and you lose, it sucks. But if you're losing and you come back to win, it's amazing. Does that make any sense? So it kind of works both ways.
That's rubber banding.
Yeah,
that's
both ways.
That's
Yeah, so you, the big hook of this game is you have 4 little tanks. So you collect 4 different fruits, and then you can connect and disconnect the tanks. And each of the tanks is your power-up, so you could use 2 at a time, 3 at a time, or all 4 at the same time. Or you could use 1 and do different power-ups. So that's the big hook of the game. Yeah, I don't play too many racing games, but this was a nice change of pace, and it's basically because of Leapfrog. It made me Sometimes it makes you go outside the box because I don't always get a lot of achievements in one day. I always try to get at least one, of course. But yeah, I'll talk about my next day of Leapfrog in a minute. Devin, what have you been up to?
So I acquired WWE Battlegrounds, which is the arcade apology, I guess, for 2K20.
You don't have to tell Elle about this. I'm sure he knows all about it. You know, it's his genre. Oh wait, Elle hasn't played this game.
Jables needs to apologize to me on a daily basis.
So yeah, this is it's an arcade game. It has a it takes a different stance on wrestling, which I enjoy. I like wrestling, but I'm not a big fan of the 2K kind of realism, like wrestling simulation games as such. The games I liked as a kid were the WWF WrestleMania Arcade, WWE All-Stars, and this follows in the same vein. But I enjoyed it overall. It's a short little list, 13 achievements. Most of them can be got just playing the story mode, but by gosh, is it janky. The AI
that's sad.
is super dumb. So at times dumb, and at times just completely unfair. So when they're dumb, you can do things like lead them outside the ring and knock them down a bunch. And then right as it hits 9, you can sneak into the ring and get a count-out victory. I would routinely win tag team battles by having the opponent be disqualified because they couldn't path. When you tried to pin, they would both rush out, both tag team partners, to try to stop and break up the pin. But the AI's opponent, the tag person there, would be unable to find their way to the ring, and they'd get disqualified. They'd get caught in their pathing.
That's the beauty of wrestling games, to figure out that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it takes me out of it a little
really?
bit.
Oh. You run around outside and then you run in the last second to get a count out win. Yeah, that's always fun.
That's
if I recall, like don't you like fight alligators in this? That doesn't take you out of it.
Well, I mean, you can throw people into an alligator. You can there's a helicopter. You can climb up on the helicopter and do an elbow drop off of a helicopter, which is it's a pretty sick bump. You can throw someone so that a car gets dropped on them. You know, things like that. Pretty normal, average wrestling things.
That's about as realistic as Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah.
I guess.
The other thing that I didn't like was that you start out with a small roster and you have to grind out in-game currency to get a lot of the wrestlers that you would care about. Some of them you unlock in the campaign mode. So if you want John Cena, you have to go through the entire campaign mode to unlock Cena. But like Stone Cold and The Rock are on the cover of this thing, and you have to unlock them with currency you get from playing the game, which just strikes me as very weird. Like,
so who do you start with?
You start with some. You get
mostly current guys.
You get the Undertaker. You get Kofi, but you don't get Big E and Xavier Woods. So you only get a third of the New Day. They're in there, but you have to unlock the rest. So what?
So there's a regular version and a deluxe version. Do you at least get the characters with the deluxe version?
I didn't buy the deluxe version, so I don't know. I did get the pre-order bonus, so I got Edge. And on this day, I see clearly.
You've made the list.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's not in the game. Sorry.
Oh, I thought that was Edge.
No. Oh. But, yeah.
That's Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that's Jericho.
You're living on the edge, brother.
Hulk Hogan's in the game. There's also alternate outfits. You have to unlock Andre the Giant. I had to do that. I was like, that. Also, the campaign, you don't play as wrestlers that you know about. You play as wrestlers they created and in different areas. And it has this very weird story mode that's all told through comic panels. It just feels very rushed in a way. I kind of get the sense that they were like, oh, we're not making a 2K game this year. Just get something out here. And they didn't give it enough polish. I mean, overall, I'd say I enjoyed it, I ended up getting it for much less because I cashed in some gift cards to get it. So I only paid like 18, but it's 40 normally or 50 if you want all the extras. And I don't know if I could really justify $50 for this game. Once I do a Royal Rumble on medium mode with 30 participants and get that, I'll get all the achievements. It only takes about 6 to 8 hours normally. I think I put in that I unlocked everything in the campaign, which I didn't need to do, but I wanted to do. So
I'll tell you this. This is the first wrestling game that I would pay money for in a long, long time.
Yeah, this looks like up your alley.
It's fun. And it's a nice mix of current and legacy wrestlers. Oh yeah, you start out with Yokozuna. I was like, that's a very weird choice. You can pick Yokozuna.
Does he take up half the ring?
He does not. And everybody has these weird proportions. They look more like little action figures than they do anything else. But it's fine. I would still say if you want a wrestling arcade game, WWE All Stars is a better one. I liked that one more. But this is pretty good. It's fine.
All right, I have some questions.
Sure.
Well, first, a statement that I was definitely planning on grabbing this one at launch, and then the achievement list came out, and weirdly enough, the fact that it was easy and only had 13 achievements actually swayed me to not get it right away. I know that sounds weird, but when I pay full price for a game, $40, $50, I don't want to bang it out so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, you could play a game still after getting all the achievements, but yeah, we're stupid and we probably wouldn't. So there's no online achievements, right? So that was one of the things I wanted to do right away is play some online. Did you happen to dabble in any quick matches or play any online at all?
No. I've just played the computer. And yeah. So the computer too, like the only way that the computer ever does difficulty is to just counter everything. That's the only way that they know how to make things more difficult. It's not that they're smarter.
That's about right.
Yeah, it's just like throw a punch, counter. Try to throw him, countered. And that got super obnoxious. That really made me mad. But that's only towards the later part of the campaign. But no, I have not dabbled in the online. I think I'd get more of the in-game currency so that I could buy more wrestlers from the shop. There's a ton of wrestlers that you can unlock, and all of the wrestlers have like 3 different outfits you can unlock, which would be, if they're legacy wrestlers, just different period appropriate attire. So that's kind of neat.
Is Doink in there?
Doink is not in the game.
Oh, son of a...
No, I know. It's sad.
The other thing that was interesting about this game, in the aforementioned comic strips, the game came under fire for having a comic strip that basically stole an image of TNA Impact superstar Tessa Blanchard, which was just really weird. The photographer of the picture tweeted, like, what the hell, you stole this picture from me? And now they're going to be removing it from the game.
Huh.
Which is really, they're patching that comic strip out now.
I did not see that.
Wait, so like part of the story is like a comic thing?
The whole story is told through comic strips. Very bizarre comic strips.
Okay. And so one of these panels, I guess, is a picture that somebody else did?
Yes. Of a wrestler. They have 1,000 wrestlers on their roster, but they chose a picture of someone who doesn't work for them and took a picture from a photographer that's not theirs. Yes.
Seems smart.
It seems very smart. I blame Jables for that as well.
Hmm.
All right, I think maybe once this goes on sale, I'll check it out.
Oh, yeah.
How low does it have to go?
What's the price?
I don't know. I was all ready to buy it.
I would say for $20,
And then I didn't.
it's worth it.
Like Tony Hawk was worth it at full price, but I feel like after a couple weeks it kind of died down.
Not for me.
I'm still working on it. Yeah.
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 Working on the challenges.
No, just other
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Achievements will keep you there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's good or bad, I guess. Yeah. Get your money's
I don't know.
worth. That's for sure.
For this game, $20 is 50% off. Probably won't see that for a little bit. Maybe Black Friday. Maybe.
Yeah, it's Christmas kind of thing. I could see.
Did you
I would
try
have
that
to
Royal
think
Rumble?
about it for. I would have to think about it for 20.
Oh yeah,
10 for sure.
you have to do a Royal Rumble
Did you
several
try that
times
Oh.
in the story mode. Actually, the last two things, you have to win a men's and a women's Royal Rumble, but they only give you 9 participants. They don't do a full 30.
So it's not like a matter of you couldn't do it yet. You haven't tried.
I just haven't wanted to. A 30-man Royal
Yeah.
Rumble could take like 40 minutes to win.
Because the list looked really easy, but out of 2,200 people, there's 84 completions. So it's definitely completable, but it's not as many as I would have thought, actually.
No, you have to. So I have everything prepared to do it. So I have Triple H. You got to use Triple H because his taunt, which you need to get your special move up, is the quickest. He just does one single DX chop. So you do that. And then from there, you just try to survive
Over
a
and
Royal
over.
Rumble. Which also, the other thing too, every Royal Rumble, they cap at 4 participants. You can only ever have 4 participants in the ring at any given time.
No.
Which isn't right. But yeah, it's like I said, just needs more time in the oven is kind of what I felt. If I had paid $60 for it, I would have been more upset than I am now. I think for like I said, for what I paid for it, I'm fine with it, but you know, it could be better.
Yeah, I heard where you were going, Rocker. I think 10 is my price for this one. I don't think I could do it 20.
Highly doubt it. Will be that anytime
Yeah.
soon.
That or, go in with somebody else. But yeah, it would definitely have to be lower for the short experience. Well, all right. Koosh, you said Mad Max is your main squeeze, but you're going to put in some side stuff every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
I see that you have a little side piece there.
Whoa.
You want to tell us
Whoa.
about it?
Speaking of short experiences, yeah. So normally this is where I'd talk about my 90% challenge, but I haven't been doing that this week because most of it went to Mad Max, or just getting achievements for Leapfrog. But we got a code for Word Sudoku from publisher developer Lightwood Games, and I was thinking that this game would be a little bit maybe like Minesweeper Genius. I was kind of getting that kind of vibe. And then I went in and checked it out. It's a very lightweight, kind of bare bones Sudoku game. Now the twist on it though is that it's word Sudoku. So you're looking at 9-letter words. And if you know anything about Sudoku, there's a board, a 9x9 board. And what you have to do is get the numbers 1 through 9 in order so that they're not used twice in a row or in a column. And they have to be, 1 per square in each of these 3x3 squares that make up the 9x9 board. I did a horrible job of explaining that. But if you know Sudoku, you know Sudoku. Like I said, the fun twist, though, is that it's words. Now, for me, remembering what number I've used and spotting it in the thing is really difficult. But for some reason, when I'm trying to figure out what letters are missing from a 3x3 grid, it goes much easier on my brain. I can very quickly spot, N's the letter I need. Okay, and it goes right here. So it's a cool twist. Now, not many Sudoku solvers are word Sudoku solvers. So what you can do instead, there is an option to play regular Sudoku. So you can flip this button in the options, and it changes all the letters to the numbers 1 through 9, and you play it just like that. And you can use the solvers for it. The way the achievements work, you have to solve anywhere between 1 or 3 puzzles, and they're specific puzzles. So if you do puzzle, I think 1 and puzzle 5, I think you get the very first achievement, something like that. At the time that I played it, that there were no solutions. So you basically had to go from puzzle to puzzle to figure out which is the puzzle you have to do because they're not labeled. Like I said, it's bare bones. You could add some bells and whistles and the game would be a little bit better. But at this time, every single achievement has a solution. And I think it's the same solution. It's basically just a video that shows you all the puzzles with their solutions. Now, that doesn't sound like fun to me, so I don't think I'll be doing that. But this is a great game that you could pick up when it does come out, which is, I think, this week, September 25th. So by the time you get this podcast, it'll probably be out the next day. You could use this game very quickly to save a streak or to get achievements that start with letters or get a game that starts with a W. This is a great utility game. I actually think it's fun. I really like Sudoku, so I will probably be playing this a little at a time and just doing it for fun and not doing it for the achievements and not using the solutions.
Go for it, Vulgar.
I played this game with said video where you just pause and put the letters in. So yeah, just to give a little more information, the game in itself has 300 puzzles, 60 of which are exclusive to the Xbox version, but Koosh is right. You only have to do a handful of them, and they have to be certain ones for the achievements, and you can skip to them, which is nice. The game is going to be $8. So I hate that price point. Like, why don't you just make it $5? But, $8's not bad for what you get. If you get, 300 puzzles, that's cool. I think this is going to be in the description. It's in the press release, and I just want to say it because I noticed it, and it's pretty cool that it says it here. I don't know if you noticed it, Koosh. You might not have played enough, but when completed, each puzzle, because you're doing a word, so like the first one's wonderful, so that's all the boxes and all the rows, they all spell wonderful in some fashion. When you complete it, one of those columns or rows or grid sections, one of the columns or the rows is going to be that word. It's kind of as an additional hint.
Oh yeah.
So that just throw that out there.
One thing I didn't mention was the music. It's sometimes the music is really great in these games.
Sometimes.
In this game, you can turn the music off, and I recommend doing that. It's a little bit distracting, the music. I won't say it's bad, but it is a little bit distracting. So in the options menu, there's a button that says BGM, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out what it was. I was just like, I need to turn this music off. Wish I could turn this background music off. And then when the words hit my brain, I was like, oh, yeah, BGM. Okay. So you can turn that off in the same screen where you can turn on numbers versus letters. You can also turn off BGM, which is the background music. And I recommend doing that for your sanity. If you're going to be playing this game for a long period of time, you probably don't want the music on.
If you're playing this game, just throw on Achievement Hunting 101 and go to town.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now, wait a minute.
Use the Spotify app. You can play that while you play this.
Now, I actually played this game too.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to point that out also, if you hadn't said it, that you can defeat the whole purpose of this game and pause it and turn on numbers.
Yes.
Which, I don't know why you would do that, but actually you might do it if you're used to it. Just, I think for most people, it would be faster to do the numbers, so you could see which number's missing easier than which letter of a word you're thinking in your head, like, which letter is it? But yes,
it's one and the same for me.
As Corey pointed out, yes, one of the hooks of this game is that the word will be spelled out one way or the other in full, and it doesn't always work out that way with the numbers.
Yep. And these games are always just a challenge against yourself. Like you can, at one point, it's not letting me even pick the wrong letter, and so you can't like fault out or anything like that. I don't even know if it tracks your faults.
Yeah, I don't think it does.
Like just keep
like it won't let you
guessing. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no penalty.
I think it does let you do some wrong moves, but if you like to start, but if you have one in the same column or row, it won't let you put it in.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you're right. But you can also check it.
You can hit both bumpers together and see if you have any errors. Yeah, so my wife is actually a Sudoku enthusiast, so we played like the first 5 or 6 levels, and we switched controller each time, and like she would finish them in like 5 minutes, and I would finish them in 10 plus minutes. But
but did she like it though?
She prefers the numbers.
Okay.
And she's used to playing on the phone, so that's the other thing. Like, this game definitely feels like it should have been on a computer or a phone with the controller. It just makes it take longer than it has to.
Yeah. like I was saying, some of the bells and whistles are kind of missing. It's very bare bones. Like if you want to see what letters have been picked, you can't go outside of the board. You have to pick a letter on the board. So let's say you're spelling wonderful, you have to go to the letter N. And if you click on the letter N, it'll show you all the other N's on the board. And it'll also show you that cross, the row and the column that you're in to kind of help you figure stuff out. So it doesn't have all the niceties of like the Microsoft Sudoku, but for what it is, it's not bad. And I did like the twist with the words. Like I said, when I'm playing it, I'm going to be doing the words, at least initially. I don't know. I was looking way farther down the difficulty spike. It looks kind of crazy. So
that was my next question, because we only did the beginner puzzles. What's the difference?
I don't really know.
Less starting letters, right?
I was thinking that maybe letters would be duplicated or something. But I don't know. I didn't really see anything that just made me think, oh, well, this is much more difficult. So I don't know.
You probably just have less numbers or less things to start out with. Because, I think mathematically there's a minimum number of clues you can give in a Sudoku to make it solvable. And that's the difference between, high difficulty Sudokus and, lower ones is just how many they give you.
And then my wife was also telling me when you're playing normal Sudoku, you can kind of jot down in the squares which ones it could be, and then you're not able to do that here.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's missing.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like about the Microsoft one.
Right.
They have that, and you can just play. I just always have it right in the notes for me, and it makes it way easier to play.
Yeah, so the achievement list, I guess, is really good if you're an achievement hunter and want to get it done quickly, but it's not great if gives you no real incentive. It might have been better if it was play 20 puzzles, play 50 puzzles, something like that, instead of specific ones.
And unfortunately, the solutions are not written in a way that tells you where to find the puzzle. You have to watch the video to figure out which puzzle it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's dumb. It's real dumb.
So if someone writes a solution for it, a walkthrough, it could be a lot easier.
Corey.
It could be a lot better done. But
yeah, you could write a walkthrough and just provide the solution and which one to go to. It'd be a pretty great text solution,
right,
to
so
be
you
honest.
don't get the actual solution, but it'll tell you where it is at least.
That's a hot take for me when people make a video. Thanks for the video. Why are you posting every single solution to say, watch my video? I hate that.
At least give timestamps.
I should do that.
Yeah.
I should do that out of spite.
Well, this one does have timestamps. It seems like it's one video with multiple timestamps, but still. I'd like to just be told, go to the third board, the seventh puzzle,
Yeah.
That'd be very helpful. But yeah.
Well, one game you don't need help with that normally is a little ditty that I see Elle has played. Elle, can you tell us about the latest rat? You played a rat?
Oh, Tamiku!
Tamiku!
Yes, I did. So
Tammy.
last night
Cool.
was number 8 on Leapfrog, right? We needed 8 last night.
Mm-hmm.
And
Correct.
So Prue helped me once again with Toe Jam and Earl, helping me get the Fixed World achievement. So that was also a ton of fun. But yes, that was only one, and I needed something. I was getting tired. I'm like, all right, let me load up a rat. And I asked Devin over here how it was, and he mentioned that it took him around 14 minutes. I said, all right, I'm sure I could do that in an hour or less. And then,
I hope you did an hour in 1 minute. I'm checking now.
I did 22 minutes, all right? Wasn't as good as Devin.
I think you beat me.
It took me a little while to figure out how to pop the red balloons. I would just keep walking by them and hitting the button once. I'm like, this isn't doing anything.
Oh, wait. I did it in 19 minutes.
Nice. I think I died most in the second stage, and the stages got easier. Did you guys find that, or was it all just the same? I don't know. Anyway, the basic concept of the game is you go around. There's blue balloons you have to just touch, and then there's red balloons you have to button mash on for 5 or 6 times and pop all those balloons.
Does the game ever tell you that?
No.
No.
And it gives you no controls as to.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, that's the red balloons was my biggest
That's why
problem.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't just me. All right. And to me, the first game I thought of was weirdly Pac-Man. because it just looked like a Pac-Man board to me, with like the red balloons acting as the power pellets and the blue balloons acting as the normal pellets. But I guess there's a little bubble bobble, little balloon quest.
I thought of Dig Dug.
A little Dig Dug, yeah. So
I thought of Burger Time. I know it's weird, but just like the stuff.
Is a burger a sandwich?
Yes.
Damn right. Tasty sandwich. Damn right. And those Impossible Burgers, don't eat them. Eat some beef. With that said, I actually kind of like this game. The only thing I wish is that you could leave off where you were. So instead of just getting the 8 achievements or whatever I needed, I just completed the game because it makes you start over afterward.
No, it doesn't start over.
Really?
Well, it starts you over at the first level again, but it adds more red balloons to be harder.
What?
Yeah, it's arcade style. Like once there's enough, it just loops back around.
Oh, so that was the end of the game? There was like a second bonus level,
I think they called
did.
it like stage 9 or whatever the next stage was.
So you kept going?
So I think it technically kept going, but
did.
You're right. Once you die, or if you click start, you better hope you don't click main menu because all of it will just start you right back at the very beginning.
Yeah, so if you want a game that get your $5 worth, I don't know if I could recommend this, but if you want an easy completion, I definitely do recommend this.
It will very likely be one of the easiest rats. It's already at 1068 TA, so I can only imagine it's going to go down from there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I guess you do need some skill. If you're horrible at Twitch skills.
You have 3
it's
tries.
not
You're
even
bad at video games.
Yeah. Maybe if you just can't get it done in the 3 tries given, but yeah, it took me 14 minutes.
I definitely got a few game overs. I'm not gonna lie, but
Me too, but
got it done.
Yeah.
But you continue right at that stage. If they made you start over every time, that would suck.
Yeah, if you had to start at the beginning of the game, then yeah, this would be really difficult.
All
Did you
right.
play anything else this week? L?
No,
Okay.
definitely not.
Definitely not. Okay. Well, last but not least, Vulgar, did you have a side piece this week?
No, I am happily in the same relationship I've been in for a couple years, but I did play Killer Instinct with a lot of community members this week. Chesno's fighting game extravaganza is going on in September. I did not want to be left with 0 points, so I went to the well, did some Killer Instinct, and yeah, I don't like it. I just don't like it at all. Not my jam. But there's a lot of achievements, and it's pretty high ratio because it's all on Game Pass, and you can do it that way. But yeah, I was grinding out ranked wins and also like fighting against 6 different opponents online, and that just it's so soul crushing. But I've done a lot of it. I think I've done like 50 or so this month or in the past 2 weeks. So, ugh. But
Yeah. You just have to play way too much Killer Instinct to be enjoyable,
yeah,
in my experience.
and even if you were to start it now, you can't actually complete it. There's 2 discontinued achievements, but I mean, there's 464 achievements. So,
When did that happen? What's discontinued?
the shadows? So you can train a shadow to fight different people, and apparently there's just things that are locked out. That shadow mode hasn't worked for a few months now.
Oh, fun. Great. Add that to the list.
Yep. So you have to settle for 462 out of 464.
Really?
Yeah. Which, whatever. But yeah, it's a fighting game. It has a big emphasis on combos. I think I like the older ones better. It's all on Game Pass, though, all the characters and everything. And since all of it was done DLC style, with all the characters and everything, the ratios on all of that stuff is stupidly high. For like winning a match as one character is like a 4 ratio. It's kind of silly. So
Yeah, we definitely use this during G-Task to get some quick points and some you can preload it pretty good too as well.
Now, I've been kind of avoiding the Chewie's channel this month because of the heavy emphasis on your little fighting duel. But I did notice that someone talked about setting up your Cronus. Was it a Cronus or just a turbo controller in such a way where you can get the challenges done with everyone?
Yes. So if you have a Cronus, you can do that for a variety of stuff. There's some characters it works better for, but I think you can set it up so that it just keeps mashing. You basically remap the A button to be all punches, which for some characters does things, and then you just map it with a turbo or whatever. And if you have a Cronus, you can set it up to do 200 matches, since most of the characters you have to play 200 matches to get all the achievements in. I'm not going to do that. I'm not crazy, but if I were, it is something I could do.
Interesting.
Yeah, 200 matches with everybody is insane.
Well, if you're idling it, it's not so bad.
No.
Now, if let's say you were to do that while you were working and you were doing multiple of those a day, you'd probably get like 6 to 8 of those in a day, I would guess, right?
You can, I think when I was talking to Fug, he would do about 2 or 3 a day, just idling.
Weird.
Or like 2 to 3 a night if he woke up and switched it out. He could get it.
Ugh, why would you wake up for
I
that?
have no idea. Ask him. I don't know.
I mean, he's old. He might be
He's probably going to the
incontinent or
bathroom anyway.
something. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing you have to be careful, obviously, is if it goes haywire, and then if it's going to crash. I've been idling some Tony Hawk stuff, and boy, does that get bogged down. There's no way I would leave that overnight.
Yeah, and also like, you could end up like, if things really did crash, you could end up buying stuff in perpetuity or something like that. So
No.
Clicker heroes.
I'd keep an eye on some of that stuff.
Yep. All right. Well, that was an awesome game showcase. Thank you, gentlemen.
Where?
Let's move on. Yeah, what?
Who came in?
But he did. Let's move on to some news. All right. We have a large news section today. So we'll try to cover all of it as best we can and as quick as we can. So as we figured last week, we did get podcasted, and right after announcing, after we recorded, PlayStation did its little thing, and wouldn't you know, they announced a bunch of games and the PlayStation 5 prices, and unexpectedly a pre-order as well. And so I just want to touch on some of these things. They do affect us as mostly Xbox players. So they revealed Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Harry Potter Hogwarts, which is the Hogwarts Legacy, which is the RPG, Call of Duty Black Ops, Cold War campaign, Resident Evil Village, Deathloop, some Devil May Cry 5 stuff, Odd World, Soulstorm, Five Nights at Freddy's, and Demon Souls as far as games go. Now, PlayStation had some muddy messaging. Not all of those are exclusives. Not all of those are even timed exclusives. And if you were watching the show, you might be confused which is what. The ones I wanted to point out specifically are Harry Potter. Now, this one is going to be on all consoles at the same time, I'm almost positive. Do you guys understand that to be true?
Yes, I think so.
Multi-platform game? Yeah.
Harry Potter, yeah.
Yeah, so this one is probably the one I'm most excited for. It takes us into the wizarding world set in like the 1800s. So it's the lore of Harry Potter. And so if you're into that, this will probably be for you. It looks on the surface really, really good. Any of you nerds want to play this game?
Not at all.
Devin and I are going to be camping outside GameStop. We have our tent set up. and we're going to be wearing our. He's going to be wearing Harry, and I'm going to be wearing Hermione stuff. It's going to be a great time.
Yeah, I have all my my Quidditch gear.
Quidditch gear. We're going to just set up a Quidditch game outside of GameStop.
I was gonna run into it. Say it was platform 9 3/4 or whatever.
I'm gonna be all butterbeard up when this comes out, and I'm definitely looking to check it out. I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I mean, come on, it's an MMO, right? So
is it? I can't. I don't know if it's single player or if it's multiplayer.
I'm not sure. I know I will be checking it out. I'll be following it, which I haven't done yet. It's been so crazy lately with all the news and stuff. I really haven't even had time to go back and kind of get caught up on it.
Well, you're not missing too much.
I watched
mostly just an announcement trailer. Yeah. I think it's set to come out next year, if I'm not mistaken. It is. It's by Avalanche Studios, so that is a Utah-based studio, Salt Lake City, and you might know them from the classics such as Mad Max.
Oh, interesting.
So it's already in good company. They also did Rage 2, I saw. I started that the other day, and they did that. So they have some games behind their belt. So yeah, they have some hype to live up to, in my opinion. But I am definitely interested in that. And I'm not even a big Harry Potter guy. I haven't even seen all the movies. I just think the world's
Did you
cool.
watch any of them?
Yeah, like
then you saw all of them.
Through Batman. I don't know.
1 through Batman?
I played
the guy who's Batman now. Cedric Diggory.
Oh, that's
Robert
4.
Pattinson?
Yeah, that's Goblet of Fire.
I've definitely seen those like a lot. And like the other ones maybe like once.
Yeah, so my son's a big Harry Potter fan and my wife's a big Harry Potter fan, so I threw on that trailer for them and they didn't seem that excited. To me, I would think the characters more so than the world would be the exciting thing, and none of those characters are present because it takes place, I think, in the 1800s, something like that.
But you get to explore Hogwarts. I mean, Hogwarts looks great in this.
I don't know. It's a trailer. We'll see.
I remember I think it was a Xbox original game that was Harry Potter, and it was fantastic. So I'm all psyched for this one, just if that's more of that.
All right.
Well, it says RPG. I'm reading RPG. I'm not reading MMO. I'm reading RPG.
I've heard RPG. I've heard open world. Why not both?
RPG. That would jingle your jollies, Koosh. It's up your alley.
Harry Potter RPG, certainly. I can get behind that.
You just gotta go to school. Wake up, eat at the Great Hall.
One of my favorite games is Bully. I'll take that in a wizard world.
I would love to
went to school there.
Yeah, if I could be the bully in 1800s. I reckon you gotta shoot better.
I'm going to steal your lint.
So other games that I wanted to bring up, I just want to mention Deathloop, more so that it is a timed exclusive, and we'll talk about that more in just a little bit. They also announced PlayStation Plus Collection, and this is kind of like a retroactive Game Pass for PlayStation now. So with PlayStation Plus, they are adding this collection, and I don't know if it had a number on it, but you will be able to play a lot of first-party PlayStation games, not new games, but old games from the PS4 era. And so, like, I think you could get like your Uncharted's in there, your Last of Us, God of War. It's just trying to be another perk that's like Game Pass, but in reality, I think it will fall short for hardcore PlayStation fans. It seems pretty good for like newcomers of the platform, but I did want to mention that. Do you guys think that is going to hold any light to people switching over?
I mean, it's a nice perk if I was to get a PS5, because I missed a bunch of PS4 games, so that'd be kind of cool.
Right.
But I don't know. It seems like if you're big into the PlayStation 5, a lot of those you would have already got. So
exactly. Yeah. For me, it's too little, too late kind of thing. And lastly, they did announce the prices, which were big speculation. And as we several of us guessed last week, the PlayStation 5 was priced at $499. So that matches the Xbox Series X. But their digital edition was priced at $399, and I was skeptical on this, as we didn't see specs, so I thought there has to be something more than just a disk drive missing for $100. But apparently it's a PS5 without a disk drive, so that's pretty good. However, they still can't say that they are the most powerful console on the planet or the cheapest. So Xbox has some marketing prowess there.
Yeah.
What?
Also not mentioned is pretty much every PS5 game from here on out is $70.
Oh boy.
That's a good point. Yeah, some of these first parties at least are $70. I did see Spider-Man. I think that was at $70.
Well, yeah, the Spider-Man. I think the Miles Morales. I think it's only $50. But it's not a full game. It's a smaller campaign than the original Spider-Man game. So it's kind of like DLC price, but like primo DLC, it seems.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point that we don't have noted here. So these games that are PS5 are getting a price hike, but PlayStation has reverted to their stance, and most of these are going to be available on the PlayStation 4. So like you can get Spider-Man Miles Morales on your PS4, which Xbox got a lot of hate for being cross-generational and holding back game development. And then now they have like Series X, series exclusives that won't be on Xbox Ones. And now PlayStation is taking that, and it's all fine and dandy in the internet's world. But crazy times, man, crazy times. So yeah, the last thing I want to mention about the PlayStation 5 event is that right after the event, what was the timing on it? I think was it the same day or the next day that pre-orders opened up? All I know is that they did not announce pre-orders after saying that they would announce them, and it was a complete poop show in the internet world. Not only for the fact that retailers have a hard time with those loads, but they were just kind of popping up in random spots, and they were not supposed to go live, as best I can tell. That was not what was meant. So there was some chaos that day.
Yeah, it seemed like stock was low everywhere and not well coordinated.
Yeah, the stock is a thing, and the coordination bits. Obviously, we have the retrospect now, and we'll skip ahead a little bit of Xbox Series pre-orders. Those went live as we are recording today. So earlier today, those went live, and of course, we experienced some of the same things. Websites cannot handle that much traffic, and stock was lower that we could tell than I would have liked to have seen. And this was mostly from GameStop, where they actually post numbers on their doors and stuff. I did not see a store that got more than 10 consoles, and most of that was like 8 X's and 2 S's, which that is crazy to me. You definitely would want to see more than that. I can only think that, COVID is a thing, and really I've heard conspiracy theories that both of these companies, while like they have these super cheap consoles, they're actually losing a lot of money on them. And so what's the best way to not lose all that money? You don't sell as many of those consoles. So you just don't make as many. Who knows if that's a thing or not, but it is a thing. And so yeah, the at least with the Xbox pre-orders, we knew an exact time all across the world when this was going to go down in our respective regions. We had a list of retailers who were going to be doing the pre-orders. We had a lot of site listings already available to us, so we just had to F5 it. So it wasn't really a scramble in that sense. But I believe everybody on this panel, notice Fufu's not here. We got our pre-orders in, and so yeah, I want to hear about your guys' pre-order stories if you have any. Was it easy? Was it tough? Koosh, let's start with you.
Well, so my plan was to use up some of my Microsoft bucks, my space bucks that were sitting there. So before the sale went, I went ahead and cashed in like $300 worth of points.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah. I fast forward, I will be getting refunds. I then tried to use Microsoft's site that was my primary site. That's where I wanted to get it from. I wanted to sink most of that money into the console. My backup was Amazon because I've got a lot of Amazon credit, just from using the credit card. So my plan was, okay, well, if I can't get it at Microsoft, I'll get it from Amazon. Well, Amazon was the only site that wasn't up. Everything else was up at like 11 a.m. Eastern, but Amazon was nowhere to be seen. So I just kept trying. Microsoft, because of the issues with payment fulfillment, it created a whole bunch of addresses for me. So I had to go clear out some duplicate addresses because I thought maybe that was the problem. I could get the thing into my cart, but I could never complete fulfillment. And I would keep getting to different steps of fulfillment, like saying, oh yeah, use my credit first. And then because I didn't have enough for the Series X, I had to put some extra on my credit card. I thought, well, maybe that's complicating matters. I'm not sure. But then I realized, crap. I'm doing all of this in the Edge browser.
Oh no. Silly Koosh.
Foolish.
Wow.
And because every now and then the Edge browser doesn't work really well for kind of like JavaScript things, callbacks and stuff like that. It's like, dang it, I need to switch to Chrome. So, I'm like 15 minutes in, I'm switching over to Chrome. Now I've got 2 sessions going. I'm sure that's a problem because now it sees I have 2 sessions. Long story short, did not get it through Microsoft. Couldn't get it. But then I saw the post saying that Amazon is up. So I jumped over to there and I got it within 2 minutes. Couldn't use my credit at the time. It wasn't an option to use my credit on that. So I'm going to try to figure that out later. Or maybe get it from Microsoft if they have a second round of stuff and the cart actually works, and then I'll cancel Amazon. But yes, right now, currently, Amazon is telling me that I have a Series X pre-ordered. And it was early, so I'm hoping I won't get that email saying, well, actually, we can't do it. Like, apparently they were doing that with PlayStations. A lot of emails went out saying, well, even though you pre-ordered, you're not going to get it. So I'm hoping not to get that email.
Nice. Well, it sounds like you had actually a smooth experience.
Oh, no, I wouldn't call it that. I was hitting F5. I was cursing. Of course, my daughter was in here doing her math homework, and I'm just sitting there cursing internally. Of course, trying to not be noticed that I'm not doing as much work as I should be at 11. So, yeah, it was stressful.
Smooth as far as you didn't have to wait super long once you got in there.
This is true. Yeah, once Amazon came up, it was done. So that was easy.
Yeah. Devin, did you have any similar stories? No?
No, everything went as good as could be. I got someone helping me out on that front, though. So, everything worked out. Should have it, hopefully, by the time it comes out.
Nice. So I approached it a little differently. I'm not too pressed to get a new console at the moment. I have a One X, and it runs fine. I have a PC, it's fine. So any of these exclusive games that hit the PC, I should be able to run them no problem. So I'm not super hard pressed to get a console. And so I had meetings and stuff that were predetermined. I did a bad job of managing my calendar, and by managing I mean blocking it out so I can get out of the house to go to GameStop, because that was the only way that I kind of figured I would go about this new generation. I'll trade in the X. I'll trade in the X for the X, since GameStop is doing like a trade-in deal, and I got a couple games up here. I don't need the physical discs anymore. I'll throw them in. I got like an old phone I could trade in. I could pretty much pay for the Series X without reaching into my wallet, and so I would have loved to do that, but the meetings happened, and so I said, you know what? Let's just go for an S just in case. Worst case scenario, I still have an S if I want, and I could cancel it later down the line. And so I was still going to stay with GameStop, and so I stuck there. Once the time rolled over, there was some confusion about what you had to do. I saw where people were getting to a queue website. The jury's still out on what that did. Somebody says it was just refreshing on the back end, but it had to have been doing something a little differently, because once that was up, it just took me to the store listing page. And so a regular refresh wasn't doing that anyways. But once I got there, it was like at least a 5 to 10 minute wait between each click. So it was like add to cart, wait, review order, wait, check out, wait, add payment, wait. It was a very long process, and eventually it crashed on me. And at that point, like I said, not too pressed, so I wasn't worried about it. And then here come the stragglers. Oh, this site has it up. This site has it up. And so somebody said Microsoft. So I just like, mosey on over there. They said the 1Xs were out, but the 1Ss weren't. I clicked it, and I'm telling you, within like 45 seconds, I was at my cart checking out on Microsoft for a Series S. It took me a couple more minutes for the payment stuff to happen. But once that went through, got the confirmation email, and I have a Series S on the way currently. If something happens where I can get that physical pre-order, where I can do the trade-in, I'll cancel and do all that. But I've kind of got it in my head that I'm excited for the S, like to have 2 boxes, and this one be like, all digital. Like I can't switch to it purely for the fact that I still have 1 discs that I want to play. And so maybe I'll work through that, and I can't see myself giving up the 1X for the Series S, but it'll be a fun little thing to play the new stuff on. And I told Discord today, we'll have like series games on there, like one at a time that I'm working on. I'll have Rocket League and Tony Hawk that I can quick load, because Tony Hawk load times can be a lot better, and it's always nice to get in a match of Rocket League when you can. So yeah, Series S as of right now is on the way. Mr. L,
Mr. Corey,
did you order a console? I don't know if you did or not. I think you did.
So my first choice was actually Amazon, and 11 o'clock
rough.
came and there was no link. So my first choice was Amazon, and there was no link. So I don't know why, but when I saw the list of retailers having the game, my first thought was, I think Target is a good idea, because I have all my info is already in my Target app. So I opened up my Target app, and I threw it in my cart in there, and it said, "Oh, we're sorry, an error has occurred." So I kept spamming on the add to cart button, and eventually it went in. And then I went to check out. "We're sorry, an error has occurred." Oh boy. Kept spamming that button. Finally got it in. And then I noticed that my credit card on file was expired. So I then had to edit the expiration date on there, which of course led me to more. "We're sorry, an error has occurred." And eventually it went through and it worked. So at 11:12, I had myself a pre-order. So the only problem I can foresee from Target is that the arrival date says from November 11th to November 16th, somewhere in there. So who knows if it just says that as a CYA move and I'll get it on the 10th. But I guess at this point, if I get it a little bit later, it's no big deal. The one thing I feel about this wave of new consoles is that it's kind of weird that one thing that you normally
it's less
get,
relevant than it ever has been.
It's just there's no new shiny game to go along with it. Like,
are there
Halo
ever?
Infinite? Sure, yes. And historically, yes, I remember when I got a Dreamcast, I got Sonic Adventure. I remember when I got a 64, I got Mario 64. You know what I mean? Something to go along with it. So if you get a PS5, you can get Miles Morales, or you can get the new whatever. So this is basically just getting a new console just to be a more souped up, faster version of something we already have. I already have a working One X, and I already have I still have the VCR one in the bedroom. So now this will be a third one. And I don't like trading in systems that I paid $500 for $100 or $200 or whatever GameStop's going to get me. So I just assume have Xboxes all around the house. I guess maybe the kids will inherit one in the bedroom and they could play it on their laptops with the Wi-Fi. So that's an idea.
Well, eventually you could just use them to prop up a microwave.
Wow, that's a really good idea. Why didn't I think of that?
I don't know.
So you don't think the medium is special enough?
What do you mean?
Well, the medium.
The medium.
Yeah, the medium. Yeah,
I thought you meant
because that's going to require the new hardware, I believe, in order to do the two renderings at the same time.
I mean, will that not work on the One X or
I'm
maybe
not
the
sure
the Series S for $200 less? I just figure at this point it was go big or go home. That's why I didn't even think about getting the Series S.
So it will not work on the ones as far as I know, but it will work on the Series S and X. The Series S and X are the same thing. Like they will run the games just as efficiently. The only difference is what kind of graphical output that they give you. And if you don't have 4K, then you probably want the S. It does up to 1440p, and the other difference is the hard drive space. It's half as big, which you do need that space for series games, but those if you those are going to be few and far between, I think, especially if you play them and you finish them, you just move them off when you're done with them and move the next one on.
I mean, hard drive space aside, most of us have externals that we're just gonna put on there, right? So
yeah, I think the only other thing I could think of is that they need to be on that one to do like the quick resume, but aside from that, I think so, because it would need to load up the game super quick. So it needs to be on that proprietary, super fast hard drive space. Well,
super fast. Well, congratulations to all people who got it.
Yeah. Yeah, congratulations to everybody.
I'm getting excited.
Who got one?
Gotta get excited.
Yeah, get excited for this next one. And our last one, news story, is a big one. The day before pre-orders went live, Microsoft decides to tell us that they have just spent a little couch money and acquired ZeniMax Media. And so let me read this little blurb from TA. Phil Spencer said, "Today is a special day as we welcome some of the most accomplished studios in the games industry to Xbox. We are thrilled to announce Microsoft has entered into an agreement to acquire ZeniMax Media, parent company of Bethesda Softworks." And Bethesda's press release, it mentions that Microsoft has paid a whopping $7.5 billion with a B to acquire the company. So this is probably the biggest news that I can think of to happen to Xbox since we started the podcast.
Yeah,
in all honesty,
$7.5 billion was more than it cost Disney to buy Star Wars,
which is nuts. It's more than Minecraft. It's probably more than Minecraft and Star Wars combined. I'm not sure, but man, what a get. And so if you live under a rock, you don't know what Bethesda games, what kind of games they make. They do the Dishonored stuff, the Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, the new upcoming Starfield, Evil Within, Prey, and that's not even everything that they produce. And what that doesn't mean, we don't know exactly what it means, but we could speculate. I don't think that it means that these are going to be exclusives, at least as of yet. I think that it could mean that some games, some franchises become exclusives, but I don't think that they can afford to make them exclusives. They need to pay for that purchase there somehow. So they're going to need to rely on that 100 million user base of PlayStation. But I think it can mean time exclusives, and it almost certainly means we get these oftentimes really highly appraised games day one for free in Game Pass, and that is just, it's crazy. It's mind blowing. The crazy thing is, I bet you that if you don't own all of these Bethesda games that I just mentioned, you probably own at least one of them, if not multiples, and you probably have played them and like them. So this is not a bad get at all. I do think that they might have overpaid. I'm not in that business of knowing what is worth in that thing, but that's a lot of money.
It's worth noting that the PlayStation exclusives will not be coming to Xbox. They're gonna respect that that agreement that was set up. But that doesn't mean that we can't get sequels. Maybe, I don't know.
So yeah. Mm-hmm. I was going to say, so you're bringing up the game I mentioned before, Deathloop, as well as another game that we've seen at other conferences called Ghostwire Tokyo. Both are timed exclusives for PlayStation. I think they're on PC as well, which could mean day one PC Game Pass. But yeah, go ahead, Koosh.
No, I was just saying that the article I said was basically saying that those aren't coming to Xbox, but exactly, it doesn't mean that they can't come to Game Pass PC. It doesn't mean that any sequels couldn't come to Xbox. So I don't know. It's kind of like Microsoft went to the store intending to buy TikTok, and when they couldn't get it, they were like, "Damn it! I guess I'll get Bethesda."
We already brought the check, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I've already got this money. Dang it! I might as well just go home with Bethesda.
Yeah, if that was the if this or that situation, I'm glad that TikTok is kind of failed there. So yeah, you got to take it for what it's worth. It is huge in the gaming world. Now I already can sense it. Now we've just barely touched on it in private discussions. I know this does not impress you as much, L. And it's probably because just you don't play these type of games, right?
I mean,
typically,
whether I did or didn't, why is them buying it so important? Because of going right to Game Pass?
I'm gonna let you finish in a moment, but I gotta stop you right there. What do you mean you don't see how big of a deal this is? Xbox just bought Bethesda. Holy fuck shit! Do you not see how big that is? Bethesda is literally the biggest gaming company that is privately owned. Bethesda is massive. It has hundreds and hundreds of people across many different studios across the world. And it's all privately owned. There's no stockholders. And Xbox just went, here's some cash. We got you. Holy fuck. That is huge. Like, seriously, just look at the lineup that has come from this. That has come from Bethesda. Dishonored, Wolfenstein, The Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, the Starfield, which is upcoming, The Evil Within, Prey. What? What do you mean you don't understand why this is huge? Have you never heard of video games like at all? All of those games are big. Like, seriously, you're good with TAL. You understand true achievements. Go on TA and search and sort the games by publisher and look for Bethesda and just look at all the ratings on all these games. And now they're Xbox games. Between this and Fable coming up, Xbox is now the home of Western RPGs. If you want to play a Western RPG, you go to Xbox. And that's the real insane part about this. Game Pass. All of these games are going to be on Game Pass. Back to you, Corey.
I think that it's important. In as far as like this is starting, I think, a movement. Like, Xbox has been buying game studios. this is not just buying a game studio. This is buying a behemoth of a thing. And I think that is going to be retaliated on the PlayStation side, which then might come back to us. It's like it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why, like, I hope that there's two sides of the coin. Like, you hope that they make them exclusive and they're all ours now, but I hope that they don't become those kind of that assholeness that we think Sony is. That let them play their games. We'll just play them for free over here, for free, and that's where they'll play better. I don't know. I think that it's like this is like the tipping point of games media and moving on towards whatever kind of partnerships that they can make. They are really for the gamer. They want to make this Netflix of games. They're just in a different ballpark than PlayStation is in my eyes, and this helps prove that.
It just kind of speaks to the kind of monopolization too of intellectual property. Like more and more things and ideas are just being held by fewer and fewer people. I think this kind of shifts to that. Like I brought up Disney and Star Wars and all that. More and more companies are just owning all of the stuff.
Yeah. Is that a good thing or bad thing in your opinion?
It is a thing. I don't know how to feel about it yet. We'll see.
I guess it depends on how much allowance the moms and dads give.
Like, you can never really tell. I suspect it's probably not a great thing, but no, I don't know. I'm not a business guy. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Does it excite you? Like I don't. Do you play these type of games?
I've played the majority of the stuff you listed out there, and the idea of them going to Game Pass, a lot of them already were on some capacity already on Game Pass, and left. So seeing some of them come back would be awesome. That would be great. And like Elder Scrolls 6, I know that's not going to be a PlayStation exclusive or something like that. That'll be nice. So it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, they can go a lot of different ways, and at this point we can just wait. But having Microsoft say that they have probably the best, at least some of the top RPG makers in their house is not going to hurt them, at least because they have Obsidian, who made Fallout New Vegas. Yeah. I think that's right.
Yep, we could get New Vegas 2, baby.
We could, and as I've been told, because I haven't played it, Fallout New Vegas is probably the best RPG game ever. I don't know if that holds true for any of you guys.
It's my favorite Fallout game.
Yeah. So I don't know. The possibilities of it are exciting, I think, and I kind of have related it back to, like, this is a bad example, but I'm relating it to Mixer. So Microsoft buys Mixer, and then they started buying streamers, and then Twitch had to start contracting streamers, and so it kind of went back and forth, and it was good for those streamers and whatnot. So I'm seeing that I could see where that would relate to the games thing. Now it's Sony's turn. Maybe they buy Konami or whatnot, but then we come back and we buy. I don't even know who. Maybe I was going to say the first game I pulled up, but that was Killer Instinct. So we definitely don't want to buy Rare.
They already did.
But you get my gist. So yeah, Koosh, do you have any other thoughts on this? I think you're like, yeah, but we'll wait and see.
I mean, I like the games. I've played some of those games. I'm looking forward to playing some more of them. I'm a little bummed that I bought some of these on sale, and now I've got them in Game Pass. They're going to be in Game Pass forever, so it's just kind of like, all right, well, okay. But yeah, I'm excited for what this does for Game Pass. It's just, I mean, how do you make Game Pass better? You buy a Bethesda. So, I mean, I like that. Am I excited for Bethesda? Kind of. I mean, they're a local company, so I'm pretty excited about that. But aside from that, I mean, the games themselves aren't really going to move up on my playlist, in terms of the queue. But I am excited to not have to pay for Skyrim.
Yeah, in actuality, if it goes to Game Pass, it probably moves further back in our queues. And that tends to hold true.
Koosh, you didn't buy Skyrim to play on your smart refrigerator like I did?
No, not on my refrigerator yet. I do have it on my my washing machine, but not the refrigerator.
My Echo Dot has it, so.
Well, that kind of leads into some community questions. Death Dealers wants to know which potential Game Pass ads are you most excited about from this acquisition? So personally, for me, I own all the ones that I'm interested in, so I can't actually say any of them. Maybe The Evil Within. I don't own that one, and I think you can cheat in one of those, so I'll go with that. Any of you guys have some favorites you're looking forward to?
You know, I don't have. I lost my copy of Skyrim on the 360. If they got the one, like the Xbox One version, and they put that up on there, that'd be pretty huge. I'd be happy with that.
I guess Doom Eternal is an obvious one.
Yeah, Doom Eternals.
Oh yeah, good one. That's the new one too this year.
I bought that. Still need to play it.
I mean, those are the type of games that, if they're on Game Pass, you normally have to like commit to them and hurry up and play them, right? That's kind of what you were getting to. Well, that's what I'm getting to. They're just I don't know, long. Like even something like Doom probably doesn't have the longest campaign, but to get all the achievements done, it's going to take a while.
See, I mean, that just comes down to your playstyle. Like, if you're a completionist, yeah, you're going to think about that. I don't think about that anymore. It's out of my head. And I feel better about that for myself. So, Koosh, are you excited for any of these?
Sure, Starfield, because I don't have it. And
there you go.
There you go. There's that one.
There we go. All right. Thanks for that question, Death. Yeah.
I was going to say, when I think of Bethesda, the first thing I think of is buggy games. Is that still a thing, or is that just like an old?
You mean like horse and buggy?
No, they're
Fallout
like
76 would like
Amish,
a word with you.
What?
Fallout 76 would like a word with you. Yeah, that's a thing. And for some reason,
too,
Bethesda gets a pass for bugginess. I don't know why. I've used it in my favor before. Fallout 4. Yeah, Fallout 4. I got like an infinite amount of money until they patched that out. But yeah, it's still a thing. Will it be a thing now that it's under Microsoft? Or will it be expected to be fixed? I don't know.
I'm sure it'll still be a thing.
Devin, what do you think? You seem to have a good handle on these games. Like, was Fallout New Vegas buggy?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's in Fallout 3.
Like, what kind of buggy?
I mean...
Like, you fall through the floor, or like...
It's just...
What kind of buggy?
You'd encounter random weirdness throughout. I know when I played on PC, I was unable to complete Fallout 4. Like, an NPC was supposed to walk out and talk to me. He never did. So I was never able to beat the game.
That's a bad bug.
That's kind of the things you run into. But also, I don't like Fallout 4, so that's neither here nor there. I don't know.
I guess it's there.
Yeah, I didn't like that one as much. So I was just kind of like, it's just the cherry on top of the whole thing.
And also, we had a question from Alex R. Davies that I kind of mentioned a little bit, but he wants to know, all of his questions are about the Series X launch and then the ZeniMax acquisition. He is particularly interested in hearing our takes on the exclusive strategies in light of Spider-Man shenanigans. And so we talked about Spider-Man is exclusive, but you're going to be able to play it, I guess, on your PS4. So do we want exclusives to be on the older systems like that, or are we fine with them being on their own?
Now wait, is Spider-Man Shenanigans the name of the new game?
Miles Morales, Spider-Man Shenanigans.
Irish expansion.
Shenanigans.
The Shenanigans Spider-Man.
I mean, for me, like, I kind of liked how they did it with so when the 1 first came out, and then Assassin's Creed 4 was on the 360, and then it was also on the 1, and then the 360 games lasted for a year or two, and then everything kind of went to the 1. There needs to be something special, because the 1 versions were better. But just, I don't know.
I mean, the obvious answer is if they stack. Absolutely.
So you're 4 stacks.
I'm 4 stacks,
like,
yes.
So something like Cyberpunk, right? There's no reason to not get it because it's going to be a free upgrade.
80-hour game. No, I don't want to stack.
Well, let's go back to like the Microsoft Sudoku Win 8 stack, where when you play it on Windows 10, you get all the achievements. Now that's a great stack because you beat it on Win 8, you load it up on Win 10, and you've got twice the achievements. That stack is great. But things like Assassin's Creed 4, I'm kind of saving the 360 one because I like the X1 one so much. I'd like to go back and re-experience that. So, I mean, I like stacks.
I like stacks too. Pancakes.
I knew you were going there.
IHOP, man.
Did you answer that, Devin? Do you have any takes on that?
No, I mean, I just, I don't really... As long as people get to play the games they want to play, I don't really try to think too much about it. It's not really my area. So yeah, I don't know. Just interesting to see. I do hope we get some stacks. That'd be fun. Because there's some games I would play again if given the opportunity. And the excuse with the stack.
But I guess, what is he asking? So like, if we're buying the Series X, right, do we care that anybody on the normal one can play those same games?
I guess.
Is that what he's asking?
I don't really mind. I mean, let people play what they want to play. Doesn't bother me any.
Because I would like to get the most souped up version of the game if I'm buying this new console.
Well, you are. You're downloading extra gigabytes worth of assets to make it look better.
Just shininess.
Yeah, mostly. And you'll be able to load in faster and complete your rats in 1 hour instead of 1 hour 1 minute.
Yeah.
Speaking of rats, they go on sale often, so let's talk about sales. I want to point out one sale this week, one sale item, and that is Minesweeper Genius. Talked about it before. It's worth mentioning again. It is under $2, $2 US American dollars. It's a fantastic game. It's everything that I hope and dream about, and I can't wait for a sequel. So if that doesn't get to buy it, if that doesn't get you to buy it, I don't know what will. L.
All right, I'm going to recommend 3 easy 1K standbys. Stormboy, if you somehow don't have this game, it's been mentioned over and over, this game is a classic. And just...
Mr. Percival.
Mr. Percival.
I mean, there should be a sequel where Mr. and Mrs. Percival have babies.
Storm Man.
Did you play Stormboy?
This is awkward. Fine, a prequel. Spoilers. $1.19. If you don't have this, you gotta get it. 3/4 Home and Uncanny Valley are both 2 to 3 hour games. 3/4 Home is at $2, and Uncanny Valley is $2.50. Get them. They're really great. You don't need fancy things like graphics. Just get them. Yeah, Stormboy's the best. What about you,
Koosh? Do you have real games?
I'm glad you asked. Yes. So I would have mentioned Minesweeper Genius. I'm glad you did. What would you call that sequel? Like Minesweeper Genius or Minesweeper Genius?
Minesweeper Genius.
It would take place in an Apple store, so Minesweeper Genius Bar.
Oh, Genius Bar. Okay.
Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
So I picked Dragon Ball Fighter Z because it looked really good. It's $9 down from $60. It looks like the cartoon.
Did you really just fucking call Dragon Ball Z a cartoon? It's an anime. And yes, it is fantastic.
And so I think that's kind of cool. And I didn't want to pay a whole lot of money. And $9 sounds pretty good. The downside is it's 200 hours plus if you want that completion. I don't care about the completion, so I'm definitely interested at that price. And I've also talked about a game called Agent A Puzzle in Disguise before. I really like it. I'm going to use this as a reminder to go finish it. Unfortunately, it's not at 90% on my list, but maybe I can kick it up there. It's $3.74, down from 15, and it's only a 3 to 4 hour point and click. So I know Corey's involved. I know you're down.
I'm going to jump in and recommend all of the Resident Evils. Look like they're on sale, but Resident Evil 2, I would recommend that. It's 50% off for the deluxe edition, so it's $25. It's a little up there, but it's real good. It's I believe a lot of people's game of the year of 2019, so highly recommend it.
Better than 3?
I haven't played 3. Wouldn't know.
Okay. All right. Let's get on to contests. Little reminder that currently Leapfrog is hopping around the website, and we are on day 11 if you're listening to this on release day. And guess what? I have a badge. Do you have a badge, El? I have a badge.
I certainly have a badge. Are we going to keep going with this badge?
No, you only get one badge. Are we going to
keep going?
I'm going to keep going.
Really?
But natural play. It's really not hard to get a dozen achievements a day.
If you're going for it.
No, not really. It's not hard to get a dozen achievements in a day unless you're focusing on one game.
I know.
Maybe.
Who does that?
Not you. So yeah, I'm gonna have a badge. If you're hearing this, and you're still in it, you will have a badge. Koosh, are you gonna have a badge?
Oh yeah.
And Vulgar, are you gonna have a badge?
Oh yeah. Only one more day left, and I have a plan, so I can do this.
See, I really wish they would have made this like a 20-day thing. That would just be way better. 10 is too trivial. And so, yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, Leapfrog, you have to get, you start it on day 1, getting 1 achievement. Each day, each 24-hour period, that increases by 1. So on day 11, today, you have to get 11 achievements. You move on to the next day. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the thing. At the end, there's only going to be one winner, so it's going to go till that happens. And that winner will get 1 month of TA Pro for every day they survived in the contest. So basically, TA Pro for life is how I'm reading it.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of TA Pro.
Yeah. Let's see. So you got to go 12 to get a year. Maybe not for life.
I think they should spread it to anyone who gets a badge. Just spread it along.
I can see this getting to 60, like 2 months. Easy.
Kronos has been doing blogs about this. He predicts well over 100.
100 days.
Mm-hmm. People were doing that last time.
It's a lot of achievements. So that's the current TA sponsored contest. Our own sponsored contest is the Gamertag Challenge. Nate, can you give us a reminder of what we're doing this month?
Sure. We are trying to spell out Hatton90 and his chosen games for the Forza Horizon series. The bonus is any achievement containing sporting gear as a word in the title. And the bonus is the Hatton trick, where you are linking to a leaderboard where at the end of the month you're in the top 10. And it can be as specific as you need it to be. Limit to 1 leaderboard.
Cool.
All
right. Cool. Here we go. Time for Brag Camp. Let's wrap this puppy up.
Proclamation point.
You should really write that, and I would read it. I'm like Ron Burgundy here.
Oh yeah.
For completions, Elsock, one of the newest members of the Discord. He has completed 100 games. Retro Chief 1969, 200 games. ZZ Urban Spaceman has completed 400 games. Matthew Who has completed 410 games. Mike Pitch, 475. Only 400 of those are Windows Phone games. P-Tart TX has hit 510 games. And Facial LaFleur has hit 570 completed games. In completion percentage, Seamus McLimey has reached a new milestone of 61% completion percentage. Very nice. Well done.
All right. In streaks, we got a whole bunch of 10-day streaks, so I'm just going to list off all of your names, and just know that you got a 10-day streak. We cool? We cool. Freaky RO, Retro Treef 1969, Matthew, Johnny Delicious, Mental Knight 5, Toadstyle Venom, Mark B, Mr. P-Tart, Unstoppable KD, Hatton 90, and KooshMoose, X the Hero, Facial LaFleur, Mattism, Freemhole, Crunchy Goblin, and very specially, AZ Mongoose is on an 11-day win streak, which is a new personal best. Killing it, buddy. Killing it. Fista Roboto is on a 25-day win streak. I Mike Zero, 25-day win streak. MDP73 is a 50-day win streak. Dunkos is a 150-day win streak. What the Fug is on a 450-day win streak. Bastion Reader is on a 1,000-day win streak. Blue Thunder 7398 on a 2,675-day win streak. Big L is currently on a 2,825-day win streak. And Michelle Matriarch is on a 7-year win streak, which is insane. Awesome. So we'll go to Achievements 1 now. Alpha Seagull is at 1,250 Achievements 1. Hatton 90 is at 5,750 Achievements 1. Soundwave Core is at 6,250 Achievements 1. Chesno is at 6,750 Achievements 1. Death Dealers is at 750,000 achievements.
Wow.
No. 7,500. You'll get there, though. That's a lot. Yeah. Mr. Petart's at 9,000 Achievements 1. Savings Rothschild's at 9,750 Achievements 1. EOJ is at 14,250 Achievements 1. Seamus McLimey's at 15,750 Achievements 1. Northern Lass is at 16,000 Achievements 1. Matthew is at 16,750 Achievements 1. Mental Knight 5 is at 23,000 Achievements 1. And Mattism is at 26,500 Achievements 1. Great job, everybody.
All right, so last week I used 3 weeks worth of gamer brag camps, so I'm only going to pick one per category. In gamer score, the Alpha Seagull has 50,000 gamer score. Okay, that's going nowhere. Simsa with 130,000, Crunchy Goblin 68 with 160,000, Dark Lord Davis with 270,000, Ben L 72 with 290,000, Freaky Row with 320,000, Seamus McLimey with 400,000, Bastion Reader with 410,000, Enigma Gamer 77 with 470,000. Call us back when you have 477,000. KooshMoose with the 480, ZZ Urban Spaceman with the 560,000. Matriarch with the 620, and Vulgar Latin with the 670. In TA score, we have the Alpha Seagull with 55,000 TA, Fuoth with 165,000, El Sock with 290,000, AZ Mongoose with the 330, Unstoppable KD with the 350, Retro Chief 1969 with the 370,000, Mr. P-Tart with the 430, rawkerdude 5012 with the 760,000, Skeptical Mario with the 780,000, Ozbuffniak with the 800,000, Chewie on Ice with the 900,000, Big L has reached 1,030,000, Mattism with the 1,190,000, and Mental Knight 5 has reached a new milestone of 1,280,000 true achievement score.
All right, leaderboards. High Road for 2 is in the top 2,000 of TA leaderboard for skateboarding. Chimmy Chesno is in the top 5,000 of the TA leaderboard for fighting, and the top 10,000 of completions overall. Alpha Seagull's in the top 100,000 of TA leaderboard for ID at Xbox. Hatton 90 is in the top 2,000 of the England TA leaderboard for racing. Mark B is in the top 5 of the England Gamerscore leaderboard for cycling. Philip Wendell is now in the top 20,000 of the achievements completion percentage leaderboard. Mental Knight 5 is now in the top 500 of the TA difference leaderboard. Our very own Elroy, OMJ. Boo.
Love that guy.
Is now in the top 50 of the USA Gamerscore leaderboard. And in life events, Saucy Slingo has recovered 100% of his bean dive.
And I saw today's his birthday.
Meh. I mean, happy birthday, Saucy.
Patriots rule.
Patriots are amazing. Now that Tom Brady is not there, Cam Newton's actually fun to watch. Tom Brady is not. Guy fucking sucks.
And on that note, we will wrap it up. Don't forget to check us out on Patreon if you want to support the show. We will be doing our drawing in 2 weeks. And if you have an Amazon Prime subscription, you have a Twitch Prime Gaming subscription, you should throw that our way. We will be doing a drawing for that either the end of this week or next week. So please get in on that. You can find us at those places. Twitch.tv/AH101 and patreon.com/achievementhunting101. And yeah, that'll do it. Later, guys.
Bye.
Night.
Class is dismissed. That means goodbye.
Every day I'm out there popping Chivos. Woo!
Still not sure if gamer gummies are for you? Well, would you rather be doing dishes, folding laundry, cooking dinner, and vacuuming, or causing explosions everywhere?
We didn't start the Rainers. They were in our backlog. Nothing rhymes with backlog. We didn't start the Rainers. No, we didn't buy them. We'd already dived them.
Fish for sale, fish for sale, fish for sale today!
You're listening to AH 101 News. In our main story tonight, admins are still searching for Chewie's Challenge Championship curators, Chewie on Ice, Vulgar Latin, and Jay Black. They were last seen planning their CCC event for October. We've managed to secure a recording of that fateful meeting.
Oh, hi guys, it's great to have you here. I just wanted to invite you both to my place to say thanks for all the help you've given me with CCC this year. It's just been amazing. I think the community have loved it, and I think they're really enjoying all the crazy stuff that we've been up to.
Oh, hey man, this is no problem. I'm happy to be here. You know, the flight was good. Everything's great, man. You're the best.
That sounds entirely natural and non-scripted. Thank you so much.
Well, maybe next time though you can spring for 2 seats.
Wait, do you mean 2 seats on the airplane because you couldn't fit into one? Oh. Yeah. Before we get started on our spooky October plans, I've actually laid on some food here to celebrate how great we've been. So, feel free to dig in.
Oh man, hey, thanks. You're so amazing and generous, and everyone loves you. And I'm not saying this because of the script.
I'm starving. Let's just get to it.
Okay, look, guys, I'm sorry because you've come all the way here. We don't actually have Taco Bell in this country, and I know that's pretty much all you eat. So I went for the next best thing. There's these local street food vendors, and I went to one called Tacos de los Muertos, which I think means like tacos from the moon or something. So I hope you like it.
Well, yeah, these tacos taste a little weird. They taste like they're biting me.
Is this a toenail? Oh man, I regret not getting that $12 bag of airplane peanuts. Do you get anything like to wash this down with?
Yeah, oh god, you're right. This tortilla it's kind of weird. It's a little bit meaty. Does that look like a tattoo to you guys? They also had some drinks that I kind of think are like Baja Blasts. They're called Cerebro Smash.
It's gray and warm. I don't care. When in Rome, I guess. Is this typical English cuisine?
I don't know. It's all itchy and tasty.
Oh, yeah. It tastes like a boiled foot. And I would know. Sorry, guys. I feel like this could have been a horrible mistake. Anyway, we should start planning things. I've got an agenda, and we've got to talk about why Mental Night is quite so mental.
Oh, you are the brains of the operation. Brains.
Okay.
My tummy. I don't want another one, but I need another taco.
I want more meat.
I think I'm gonna puke. But before I puke, can you pass me another taco? That one looks like it has a tongue in it. Oh, it's so tasty.
If anyone has any information about Chewie, Vulgar, and J Black's whereabouts, please contact AH101's admins. In other, probably unrelated news, following reports from community members about attacks in the Discord, the admins wish to remind everyone that biting is a bannable offense.
VSS! VSS! Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a very sequential segment with everybody's favorite educators, Exe the Hero and Elroy OMJ. Love that guy.
What's up, everybody? Exe and Elroy back at you with the third annual Childhood Obesity very sequential segment. But of course, I'm not the one responsible for these epic intros. That would be my buddy Elroy. I just feel like he can't quite produce the enthusiasm needed for,
Childhood Obesity Month.
So, Elroy, take it away.
It's September. There's an electricity in the air. Everyone is ready for the kickoff of the season. Are you ready for some childhood obesity? Woo! All right. I know 20% of American children are, according to the CDC.
That's me breathing heavily after wooing, because I'm an obese child. Okay.
Well, yes. Well, X, did you know diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the U.S., with annual deaths around 85,000, to which America says, challenge accepted. And we can push this at least into the top 5, somewhere above shark attacks or whatever is higher on the list. Now, 10.5% of the adult population has diabetes, which means that probably 9.5% of the fat children grow up and simply die of heart disease before they get diabetes. Regardless, the diabetes and heart disease pipeline is full, and this segment is dedicated to those little tubs of grease. Without further ado, it's the longest running annual segment on AH101. It's time for third annual Childhood Obesity Achievements List.
Trade that burger for broccoli. Trade that bacon for Brussels sprouts. These things all start with B. B stands for obesity, which you won't be if you put down the bun.
But first, some pleasantries. They're back.
Of course.
Joining me today is someone who might have taken offense to that opening back when he was a wrecking ball of carbs. Now he is just twisted still and keto appeal. It's Exe the Hero.
That was actually a pretty good rhyme. I like it.
Thank you.
I like it.
All right. Well, welcome and congratulations on being healthy.
Yeah, thank you. I don't have an intro for you though. He's
Elroy. He's known for muscles and flexing and doing Elroy stuff.
And not meth. Never meth.
No, not meth. Not a method. All right, so just for clarity, for those of you that enjoy this segment and look forward to it every year,
which hopefully is all of you. Let's be honest
right,
here.
At least 3 of you. These are the childhood obesity achievements that have come out since October 1st, 2019, the day last year's Childhood Obesity Month ended, and it runs through current. Until, spoiler alert, one of mine may be coming out, just barely before the month is over, so look for that. X, we have talked zero about the order of things.
Yeah, I was actually thinking that as we got started, that
I have a top 3,
I also have top 3. I'll start us off. This is your baby, so you should be number 1. I am just here for the journey, my friend.
Fat babies, that is.
Okay. That's right. This is your fat baby. Do you know Big Chungus?
Big Chungus?
Big Chungus? No. Oh. Well, you gotta look it up. Just do yourself a favor. Not while I'm talking, of course, but...
Oh, of course I would never do
He's
that.
a big chunky boy.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's like Bugs Bunny if he was an obese child.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's lots of stuff out there about this. Okay.
Yeah, it's Big Chunkus.
Okay.
Get 60 minutes of exercise every day.
Honorable mention goes to ACA Neo Geo, the King of Fighters 2003, Windows 10. Which, well, Elroy, do you remember that we solemnly swore we would never talk about Neo Geos on the show again?
Blaster!
Right? No, we did. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm a man of my word. But the achievement is perfect. So I'm talking about the achievement here, not the game. I'm not breaking my rules. But anyway, the achievement in ACA Neo Geo, the King of Fighters 2003, Windows 10, which came out after the last one aired. It was one of the last Neo Geo games on Windows 10. Anyway, the achievement.
It checks out.
Yeah. Score 20,000, score 30,000, and score 40,000. Cholesterol! Did you know, Elroy, and I suspect you do, that total cholesterol levels less than 200 milligrams per deciliter are considered desirable for adults?
Yes, actually, I won the crap sweepstakes in my hereditary, and I actually inherited terrible cholesterol. And so, even though I do everything right, and my wife and I eat basically the exact same, diet, and I even exercise more than her. Hers is much better than mine. Mine's like borderline bad. I have to fight like hell just to keep my cholesterol at an acceptable level. So yes.
Ah, well, interesting. So less than 200 milligrams per deciliter is considered desirable. A reading between 200 and 239 milligrams per deciliter is considered borderline, and 240 and higher is considered high. So where do you lie, Mr. Roy?
Oh, man. I had it at 207.
Well, that's towards the low end.
I think it was 207. I can pull up my physical from July, but it was actually high last time, and so I even went to a specialist, and they're like, "Yeah, you're doing everything right, and yeah, you just kind of won the hereditary thing." And
I mean,
so,
my understanding of cholesterol is that it's all bad, but then there's good cholesterol. So eat eggs, but don't eat eggs, because eggs are good
Right.
and eggs are simultaneously bad.
I think eggs have been on the bad and the good list at least 10 times. But yeah, they actually, for those of you that are struggling with cholesterol, one of the things you can do is actually take Metamucil. And actually, before you eat, take Metamucil, and it will actually kind of offset some of the effects of the food and lower your cholesterol over time. So there you go. There's my pro tip for you.
There you go, obese children. Take some Metamucil, all right?
Probably chug the whole bottle.
Or I chug the whole bottle. So I know very little about cholesterol. I know on keto diet it is slightly higher just due to the nature of food, on the diet, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. But I do have to assume that if you are at 20,000, 30,000, or 40,000, you're either dead or you are very obese. Child. A very obese child who is very obese or dead. You can be dead and obese, but you can't be obese and dead.
That's a very fair point. That's a fair point.
And I don't know. I was thinking maybe in honor of Childhood Obesity Month, maybe someone got their cholesterol up to 20,000 to celebrate, this annual event, and they aren't always at the risk of heart explosion. But I wouldn't recommend that because you know what they say, right? Once you go fat, you go splat, and the thing that splats is your heart. Your heart will splat once you go fat. So
I always heard that fat people are like a box of chocolates. Both don't last very long. Or something like that.
Huh. Interesting.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like if your heart is splatting, it's from having to pump so much blood to your fatty organs, you fatty.
Do you feel like a traitor to the fat people?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't. My whole family's fat.
Yeah,
so I feel like I'm the one that came out on the other side.
You made it.
Of life.
You squeezed through all the very tight corners, and yeah. All right.
But carbs are delicious, so I can't blame them.
Ditch those breads. Carbs are the enemy.
Well, we'll agree to disagree. So that leads me to number 5.
Number 5.
Number 5 comes to us from Swordbreaker, the game. Presumably, not Swordbreaker, the made-for-TV movie or something. I'm glad that they clarified that in the name of the game. But
is a visual novel, right?
Yes, this is a special sneak preview. So depending on when you listen to this game may or may not have been released yet, because it is releasing near the end of Childhood Obesity Month to bring it home.
Childhood Obesity Month.
It is a visual novel, and it's from Sometimes You. I think maybe it's their first one, but I'm not as in tune with the visual novel game as you are, obviously.
It is their third one, I believe.
Okay. All right. Well, let me sell you on this. Not that I need to, because you play any of those visual novels just because that's your thing. So,
I like them, yeah.
Yeah. So, but this is visual novel done right. So, picture this. Have you ever gotten halfway through a visual novel or a game, hypothetically, about how strange life is, and thought to yourself,
nice.
Man, I really wish I could kill all the characters in this game. Enter Swordbreaker, the game, not the Broadway show. No idea what it's about, other than breaking your sword over people's spleens, and the amazing Chivo list is what sold me on this. So you got to look this up. So here's just a couple of the achievements in this game.
And I actually didn't know the list was out.
Yeah, the achievement Underground Worm. You get it for killing the underground worm. There's the achievement called Overseer for killing the Overseer. There's an achievement called Slug for killing the Slug. There's an achievement called Butcher for killing the Butcher. They could have gone with Butcher the Butcher, but
that is a missed opportunity.
It really is. They didn't know her. But Spider for killing the Spider. You have one for Witch, Astral Demon, Succubus, Old Necromancer, California Grabass, Shark, Wildflower,
Rat.
Rat.
I'm not even going to stop you at California Grabass. Did you say Succubus?
Succubus.
Succubus.
Yes. They any achievement with Succubus in it is a winner in my book. So
does the Succubus have a candelabra, or does the Succubus have a candelabra?
Candelabra. Yes. But you kill the Succubus, so who cares about the Succubus? Because you're killing the Succubus. Okay. Then you have the Iron Golem, the Skeleton Guards, the Timbernator. I don't even know what that is. It's like a lumberjack Terminator.
Sounds awesome.
I know it. Librarian, Blacksmith. Like, Swordbreaker is like Gary Oldman. He is killing everyone. I mean, there's 58 achievements in this game, and most of them are from killing things. So, I digress. Everybody wants to play it now. But this is Childhood Obesity Month. So which Chivo did I choose? It's one of the few that you don't get for killing something or someone in particular. It is called Serial Killer. It is worth 60 gamer score, currently boasts a 1.16 ratio, and you get it for Get Killer Title from Knight of the Temple of Fate. So there's a Temple of Fate too. I didn't mention that, but I don't think I need to say it.
Sounds pretty cool.
I know, I'm so excited for this novel. All right.
No, you're not.
I am. I'm actually going to play this one because I want to kill everything.
All right. I stand corrected.
Hopefully the Succubus is like, Chloe, save me, Chloe. And then I'll definitely kill the Succubus. All right. But I digress again. Now, why this one? So I took a wrong turn in the grocery store the other day, and I accidentally walked down the cereal aisle at my grocery store, and I
Have you ever been down a cereal aisle before?
Well, it was kind of weird. I was like in this full immersion of like a cornucopia of vivid colors just burning into like my eyes, into my retinas. I had forgotten that cereal existed. The last time I ate a bowl of cereal, I can't even tell you the last time. It might have been, like 8 years, 10 years. At least 10 years. 10 years or so. It's been a good decade since I've actually had cereal in my life. But they're apparently still around. So you think of all the countless dollars spent every year marketing it to the little chubsters, and I thought, man, I feel so sorry for parents that are pushing their little heavyweights past like the aisle. And I'm sure that the packaging, it has like a glow about it, probably one glow that could be seen from goodness knows how long, far away. I mean, it was just like there's so much color in one spot. So it would probably be detected by these fat children. I don't know. Maybe their cheeks would be too big where they couldn't see very well, but I'm pretty sure that the glow would bring them in. Now, it made me also think about the Trix rabbit. So, growing up, I used to watch Saturday morning cartoons, and the Trix rabbit was on it. I don't know if they've killed him off like they killed off Ronald McDonald, but if he's still around, I don't know. I assume he's still around. I don't know.
Silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
Yeah. Well, Trix rabbit, I don't know if you really made the correlation, but he kind of turns into a meth head when he smells or detects.
Yes, he does. Oh, my.
Yeah, he turns into a meth head. He's like, oh, he needs his fix. He's like, oh, my God, I need my tricks. And then, nothing will stop him. He'll he'll trample children, and he'll do whatever it takes to get to his bowl of meth.
I just realized, the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. What is it with cereal mascots and being meth heads?
They're all meth heads. That's what I'm saying. They all go ape crap about getting their cereal because they yeah. Well, anyway, so that's the message that's being sent to our little ones, is that turn into a method when you see the cereal and you'll get what you want. So there you have it. But as I was going down, I was thinking, my goodness, the cereal aisle, this is truly where nutrition goes to die. I looked around. I was looking at every type of, oh gosh, colorful sugar just bouncing off of it. Enlarged to show texture on the box, and
it looks tastier that way.
Yeah. Well, I did look up some of the nutritional labels, and I use that phrase very loosely, and and so they're in a single serving of Trix, the rabbit's meth of choice. It contains, one serving has 27 grams of carbs in it and 10 grams of sugar. Well, 10 grams of sugar are part of the 27 carbs, but 27 grams of carbs in a cup of that stuff, which is, that's how big a serving is. It's one cup. When you think about how puffed up the sugar is, that's not a whole lot of pieces, but the total is 31 grams for a serving. So that means of the 31 grams, 27 of those are freaking carbs. Yep. So I don't know what the other 4 are, but they're massively outnumbered, whatever they are. And this is the norm for all cereals. I looked up a couple, and what about those great Frosted Flakes, right? Yeah, you only get 3/4 of a cup for a serving there, and 26 of the 29 are carbs. So this is truly a health menace here. Kids should be wearing masks to keep them from eating this crap.
You're having so much fun right now.
I know. I really enjoy putting this together, but it made me think we need to put on the background a classic Green Jello song and follow the lead of our hero Swordbreaker and kill all the cereal and become serial killers. Snap, crackle, pop. I don't know if anybody understands that reference, but there you have it.
Yeah, Rice Krispie treats. Because most people know cereal, unlike you, apparently.
Well, no, Green Jello had a song, but yeah, that's okay.
Well, that went right over my head.
Yeah, a little 90s reference there. That was for you, Big L, and anybody else that's old.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, I think you'll like my next one, because it is, it's pretty grim, pretty, bleak outlook on childhood obesity.
Oh, no.
So,
I'm shocked.
Yeah, so... Well, I'm not, because I'm not an obese child.
Are you drinking enough water? 60% of your body weight in ounces every day.
Number 4 goes to Where the Bells Toll from Kingdom Hearts HD 1.5 plus 2.5 Remix. Because it's spelled weird, Remix. So you might be asking yourself... Remix? That's how it's spelled. Capital R, lowercase e, capital mix.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It checks out then.
I do my research, right? But you might be asking, where are these bells tolled? Do I have to explain Kingdom Hearts? I don't think I do.
Honestly, I don't know anything about the game, but that's okay.
Yeah, so where are the bells tolling, right? That's what matters. Elroy, they're tolling at these obese children's funerals.
Oh, I see.
And it is very sad and very unfortunate, but that is the reality of childhood obesity, folks. The kids are going to die, and it's very sad. and their family has to dress up in black and stand outside crying and say things like, "Oh, he died too soon," while totally failing to acknowledge that he only died too soon because the parents were negligent and let their kid become a porker and didn't put him on a diet and let his weight spiral out of control and essentially murdered their child through carbicide.
Did you steal my notes for my number one?
Oops. I hope not.
No, but at least they're keeping the bell ringers in business.
Right. I thought you'd appreciate carbicide, too, to be honest. I'm going to repeat that.
No, say it again. I didn't hear it.
The carbicide.
I do like it.
All right, there we go. I was like, hold on. Of all the things Elroy's going to react to, it's carbicide.
I was sitting there like, oh my God, he looked at my notes. I was looking around to see if anybody else read over my shoulder or something. But let's table the parents to blame. I'm sure we might get back to that at some point.
Yeah, okay. Well, I have a little more, but
no, go for it.
The reality is, that they have murdered their children by being horrible parents and letting them eat that. But no one at the funeral is going to say that because they're just going to be too busy, not acknowledging reality, and they're just going to be wondering why such a tragedy would ever dare happen to someone so young and innocent while listening to those sad, sad bells play. And it's
like in Kingdom Hearts.
It's the parents' fault, man. It's the parents' fault.
So we tied it to the achievement there.
Yeah, there we go. But why bells, right? There's a part 2 to this. Why bells? Well, it's because the parents couldn't afford an organist because they spent all their money feeding their fat kids. So they settled for the far cheaper bells. So
you are on fire, my friend.
So that funeral is extra sad, just like that kid's liver was before he died. It was probably on fire as well because it was inflamed from all the extra work and toxins that it had to process.
Indeed.
But I told you that was dark, but that is the reality of childhood obesity. Sometimes sugarcoating things is a means of avoidance, it's important that we face reality and don't sugarcoat things, because then also you live longer by not sugarcoating things.
Indeed. Oh, that was nice.
Thank you.
Number 3. I have a confession. Mine might be a little dark too, but there's a glimmer of hope at the end. Now,
not if you're an obese child.
Right? There's no
hope. Put down the pork and pick up a fork and put it in a salad.
Number 3, Curious Expedition. This is a game that I have not played, which is probably what most people out there are saying right now. That they probably haven't even heard of it. Apparently only 145 people have played this game. It is made by Thunderful Games.
Thunder!
Now, this is a studio that actually has made a game that most people know. It's the one that made Lonely Mountain Downhill, and a notoriously somewhat difficult game, although a bit inflated by the Game Pass inclusion. But I am pretty sure that this game is as tough as balls as well, and I was correct. It sets at 5200 TA, which is not very conducive to a quick playthrough. But I'm not sure about this game. Apparently you go on some kinds of expeditions that are curious, but I think that maybe Swordbreaker is the main hero. I'm not sure. Swordbreaker from Swordbreaker the game, not Swordbreaker the breakfast cereal.
Of course.
And he's the main hero because listen to this Chivo list. You have Hyena Hunter for killing 100 hyenas. Crocodile Dundee for killing 20 crocodiles. Giant Chicken Dinner for killing 10 giant birds. There is no weak spot for killing a giant crab.
Crab battle.
Okay. And Scorpion King for killing 10 giant scorpions. Arachnophobia for killing 20 giant spiders. And then, of course, the number 3 pick for Childhood Obesity Month, Walrus Hunter, which is 10 gamer score and currently clocks in at a paltry 6.95 ratio, and you get it for killing 10 giant walruses. Now,
hold on, I'm going to interject because you just said a paltry 6.5 ratio.
9.5.
What? I'm sorry, 6.95. This is the same guy who last year on Childhood Obesity would have been like, it sits at an unobtainable 6.95 ratio. What has happened to you?
Well, 6.95. This is Thunderful Games. We expect the ratio to be about 9 because of Lonely Mountain Downhill. So 6.95 is very attainable for a Thunderful game.
Okay.
Which and speaking of Lonely Mountain Downhill, I do have the completion there. Just saying. I don't know what's happened to me to answer your question.
Humble brag.
I don't know. Actually, sidebar. I am currently fighting very hard not as hard as I'm fighting to keep my cholesterol down, but I am fighting to keep my ratio above 1.5. There's so many games out there that are just, it's like we talked about the Tricks Rabbit, these games out there, all these visual novels that have come out, they're like, they have that same glow to me, but I've so far been able to fight it off, because if I did all of the ones that are available to me right now, my ratio would definitely sink to like 1.48 or something like that. And I want to keep it over 1.5. I know, I want to keep it over 1.5 just to see how long I can do it. And it's been tough. But I'm currently, I think, at a 1.5013 and trending downward. So I need to pick another tough game to kind of bring it back up. And it's a thing.
Who even are you anymore?
I don't know. But anyway. Walrus Hunter. Walrus Hunter. So I know what most people are probably thinking besides what in the world is this segment. But why am I calling these little blubber bellies walruses? Now, don't worry. I would not stoop so low to insult walruses like that, but this one made the list for a very good reason. You see, on August 1st, 2020, the world changed, and not for the better. With the following inscription etched upon his tombstone: "You check your blood sugar, and you check it often. There's no reason not to. We lost walrus, doppelganger, and diabetes spokesman Wilford Brimley at the spry age of 85. He is a story of success. That little lard buckets can grow up and conquer their childhood diabetes. That they can someday star in old people movies like Cocoon and be on every other commercial that airs during Price is Right talking about diabetes. This September, pour some maple syrup out on the ground for Wilford Brimley, half man, half walrus, and 100% diabetes."
That was random and delightful, even by Elroy standards. Love it.
I am just full of the musty references today. So I've been talking about 80s cereals and now 80s
icons. Icons, not the word.
Yeah. All right. So there you go.
But I like milkshakes.
Protein shake.
Well, I can't compete with Wilford Brimley and his diabetes. Diabetes. But I do have number 2.
Number 2.
Which, not to be confused because it's number 2, and the achievement is called 4 for 4, but it's number 2, so it's... those numbers are tough, I understand.
We have a smart audience. They got this.
Okay. I'm used to dealing with dumb kids all day, so I don't know, obese kids and podcast listeners, I don't know how good their math skills are. But anyway, number 2 goes to the 4 for 4 achievement from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1+2, which, I picked it up, and I played it, and I beat everything I was going to beat, and I didn't get some of the crazy gaps, and now I'm done with it, and
you're comfortable with that?
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. I thought it would stick around a lot longer in my desire to play, but I've done everything I wanted to do. I've relived my childhood, and I got my nostalgia kick, and that's it. Tony Hawk is already uninstalled. I am content with that one.
That was a wild ride there.
It was a fantastic week. And
it sounds like he played it for less time than what it was discussed on the podcast. A couple weeks ago.
Sounds about right. Geez, come on, El. But yeah, I played it for a week, and it was a great week, and it's not going to be a great 8 days because that's that. But well, anyway, let me just say. Let me open this last one, my number 1, overall number 2. Let me open by saying that the irony of using an extreme sports title for a segment on childhood obesity is definitely not lost on me, and that is actually why I saved it for my top choice. So, just like irony is not lost on me, those French fries are not lost on the fat kids. But
I never lose them.
Right? Of course not. Because when they drop it, it just lands on their, man boobs, and they don't even really have to move their arms to get it. They just kind of do like a lean down and, like a Pizza the Hut kind of thing, or Jabba the Whale, or whatever the heck his name is.
Yeah, we're just full of it. Musty references today, aren't we?
And by the way, I intentionally made the Pizza the Hut for all you people who are like, he doesn't know that movie. Yes, I do. Mel Gibson. Okay, good. I'm glad you got that, right? All right, anyway, so, the achievement, it's called 4 for 4. And do you know what else has 4 for 4? You probably don't, Elroy.
I don't. Some kind of crappy. Oh, it's like some kind of crappy menu that people should stay away from.
Wendy's has 4 for 4. The 4 for 4 menu. It's kind of funny because you always pull through the Wendy's drive-thru and they're like, "Hello, welcome to Wendy's. Would you like to try our new $9 buffalo bacon?" Like, no, 4 for 4. Because why would you spend any more money than $4 plus tax at Wendy's? But anyway, it's as simple as it sounds. Elroy, you're not spending any money at Wendy's.
I actually had a question about that. So I always thought Wendy's was kind of a more upscale burger joint. I didn't expect them to have 4 items for $4. I would expect that from a more low end, like a Burger King or I don't know, McDonald's. Well, McDonald's is, I think kind of upscale now. I really don't go to these places.
Yeah, McDonald's has upped their game. I think you might be thinking, or not. I don't know. I don't know your brain. Because they use all fresh, never frozen beef.
Yeah, I don't know. I just always thought they were a step above like the bottom feeders, like White Castle, Burger King, things
Castle.
like that. That it's just
Well, also, if you didn't know, and I'm talking to everyone now. The all fresh, never frozen beef only applies to their gourmet burgers. If you order a simple cheeseburger, it's frozen beef, yo. But anyway, 4 for 4. It's exactly what it sounds like. You create your own $4 meal deal by selecting an entree, which is either a junior cheeseburger, a junior bacon cheeseburger, a crispy chicken sandwich, or a spicy crispy chicken sandwich. And then you pair it with a 4-piece chicken nugget with a sauce of your choice, a small fry, and a 16-ounce drink. And, so a burger, nuggets, fries, and a drink. For $4, that is... Honestly, it's a great deal, but it's also a great deal of bad health choices.
No doubt.
So I looked up some numbers, and here's it. Well, I've done the 4 for 4. I'm not going to lie. Here is my order. So a junior bacon cheeseburger, a 4-pack of chicken nuggets with sweet and sour sauce, small fries, and a Coke. Now, when I go and I'm not, doing keto for the weekend, I get a Diet Coke, of course. And I sometimes I'll get the cheeseburger without the bun, but standard, this is 4 for 4, right? Junior bacon cheeseburger, chicken nugs, small fry, and a Coke. I did not find the nutrition for the sweet and sour sauce, or ketchup for fries. So the estimate that I'm about to give is a little low. Because we all know how much sugar goes in those sauces.
Yeah, that's what it is. Just freaking sugar.
It's sugar water with some flavor, right? We know that. But all right, so junior bacon cheeseburger, 4-piece nug, small fry and Coke. You are looking at, and Elroy, this is going to make your heart hurt, 1,130 calories, 51 grams of fat, 1,720 milligrams of sodium, 143 carbs, and only 34 grams of protein for all that.
Oof.
That's not a good ratio.
$4? For $4?
Yeah, well, it's a great deal for $4. The fat content's fine. The protein's moderate. That salt is going to dehydrate you, leading to obesity. The carbs will store excess amounts of water, leading to obesity. And the 1,130 calories is more than half the recommended intake for a grown adult male. So that many calories in one sitting will lead to obesity. So what is my point here? My point, I guess, is 4 for 4 is a great deal. Go to Wendy's and get the 4 for 4 because it's one of the best deals in the fast food industry. But also, it's responsible for tons of fat kids and is, predatory marketing because kids are poor and fat kids are extra poor. So let's, turn their poor into 4 for 4. And if you eat like that every day, you will be a 4 for 4 100-pounder before you know it.
Now, I was really intrigued by the 4x4, but I forget what game this was from.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
The issue, honestly, it's really boring. You just get 4 medals.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know why it's called 4 for 4. It's like 4, just 4 medals, but it worked really gosh darn well because Wendy's 4 for 4, and fat kids love Wendy's.
Should be 4 for $40, isn't that how much that stupid game costs?
Yeah, that's a 2 for $40.
Ugh. So, just a rule of thumb, just throwing it out here. Good advice to live by is don't ever eat any food that is trying to compete on cost. Just in general. So anytime they're advertising, what a great budget deal it is, there's a reason that food is available at that price.
Are you a Simpsons fan?
I used to watch it when it was funny.
Okay, we're on the same page then. Do you remember the episode with the Rib Witch at Krusty Burger?
Nah, I don't recall that one.
Oh, you just made me think of that. The Rib Witch is in town. It's a play on the McDonald's McRib, which is outstanding, by the way. McRibs are fantastic. But it's the Rib Witch, and, everyone's eating them up, and then Krusty the Clown has to come out and say, "There's only one Rib Witch left, because the animal that we were using to make them has gone extinct." And everyone's like, "What? No more pigs? No more cows?" And he's like, "Yeah, think more legs and crawlier." So that's kind of where I think you were going with that.
No, that's good.
Food
that's
that
good.
competes on low price is
yes,
probably made from things that have more than 4 legs and crawl.
There you go.
But also,
I'll
4 for 4. Seriously, Wendy's. Go to Wendy's, 4 for 4. I don't get any kind of commission or anything, but damn, what a good deal.
Or don't.
Top 5! Childhood Obesity Achievement! Bring it home, Elroy!
Number 1. All right, for our number 1 for our 3rd annual Childhood Obesity Month, it comes from the game Educational Games for Children. So, I just recently played this game, and it was delightful. It was a game designed for kids, both normal kids and grossly overweight kids. It consists of numerous little mini games. So when you boot it up, there's like a little train with a bunch of little carts in the train, and each one of them's a little mini game. And it has a task, again, designed for children to complete, both those with normal hands as well as those with ham hocks. And I realized that I'm not the key demographic for this game.
What gave it away? Was it the fact that it was called educational or for kids?
I think it really hit home with me when I pulled up like one of the games and it had like, for kids that are under 6. And I thought, yeah, I'm pretty sure I should be able to do everything that a child under 6 could do. But still, let me tell you about this game. I actually enjoyed the hell out of it. I don't really know why, but it kind of makes you feel smart because you are like, I'm an educated person. I know you probably think because I have such a wonderful accent that something about me maybe not, but I'm actually quite educated, and I don't know, there's something about it, like just breezing through it, and you're just like, yeah, shoot. But
we would
actually,
never judge you based on your accent. We would never, as Northerners, assume that Southerners are less educated than us because of the way they talk.
Okay.
Ever.
Good.
Never.
Yeah. I'm
Unless
sure
you're from
would.
Georgia.
Yeah. Or Bama.
Kentucky.
But, and there's several games on there that I really enjoyed, such as the math one, because I'm really good at like the multiplication tables, division tables, and stuff like that. And I realized that probably a lot of people struggle with that because a lot of people are really bad at math, but it's kind of a good way to pat yourself on the back, like, yeah, shoot, man, I know this stuff. And it's kind of like the whole "Are you smarter than a third grader?" show. You're like, oh yeah, I got this. Oh, fifth grade? Is it fifth grade?
It is fifth grader.
Okay, I don't know. Well, maybe
with your fellow Southern gentleman, Jeff Foxworthy.
I think I just created a new show, and I think I should patent that before someone steals it. So, we know you're smarter than a fifth grade, but are you smarter than a third grader? I think. But anyway.
It should be the other way around.
Right.
This sounds like our next Chief Whiz. Definitely not Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
There you go. Definitely not. So, but the other one was the flags one. I was really impressed with my knowledge of flags, and I think all of it comes from just being an avid World Cup fan, where you watch it and you see all the flags of the nations, and you know what their jerseys' colors are, and you kind of put two and two together. But there's actually parts in this game, and the game is a 3 to 4 hour completion, so you might be saying, well, what takes so long? Well, there are parts of it that make you feel not so smart, and I am man enough to admit it. And so here you go. Let me lay this out for you. There is a section on it that is called geography. Now, I am actually good at geography, okay? I can give you all 50, states and capitals. I know my America now. I am good at that. And I learned the rest of the world, or as we say here, not America. I learned that a long time ago, and I actually would like to give a shout out to Coach Coffer, who is probably dead now, but he was my geography teacher. And you're a real teacher, X. I'm just a computer teacher guy, and so
a fake teacher, huh?
Yeah, I'm just you actually use real teaching techniques and stuff like that. So tell me what this memorization strategy is, okay? So in Coach Coffer's class, it was one of my favorite classes in high school, and he would talk about we had to learn all the capitals and countries, and he would weave together this amazing story to help us to remember it. So for example, in the story, it would end up with a guy getting frustrated and hitting the desk, and so he would bang the desk, and then he'd say Bangladesh, bang the desk, and so he had this amazing story of how you remember it all. And then the one I really remember is when he got to South America, because it was really funny back then. He's like, oh yeah, and this guy went into a bar, and the guy looks at him and he says, "You're a gay." Uruguay. That was acceptable back then, I guess. But,
right, yeah.
Yeah. And so then the guy's like, oh, yeah? Well, your parrot's gay. Paraguay. And I still remember this to this day. Coach Coffer was an old school football teacher. So, yeah. But anyway, I just thought it was funny.
I have a similar one. Since we're, saying other mildly inappropriate things. Anyone walking through an airport door sideways is going to Bangkok.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I don't think he used that one. Yeah, he did tell me he was going to shove a Barbie doll leg up my ass because I took it over to the pencil sharpener and I was sharpening the. You
took your ass, or you took a Barbie?
The Barbie doll leg. I don't even know where I got this Barbie doll leg.
Why did you have a Barbie doll leg in class?
It was just a random Barbie doll leg laying around somewhere, and so I thought it'd be funny to go sharpen it and see if I could make it into a point. And he came over and told me he was going to shove it up my ass if I ever did that again. And because I look at it from a teacher lens now, and we have we only have so many funds, and he didn't want to have to buy a new pencil sharpener.
Of course, right?
I get it now. And actually, on a field trip not too long ago, I did tell one of my students that I was going to shove his laptop up his ass if he kept. It was an overnight trip, and he kept opening it, and it was waking me up. And we were in the cabin, and so I went over there and slammed it shut and told him I was going to shove it up his ass. And he still tells me that story today. So I guess I followed in Coach Coffer's class. Or in his footsteps.
There you go. So, his legacy lives on.
Yeah, it does. But what I really want to talk about was that I think in the time that I have taken that class, in the time that has transpired since then, I think Oprah went to Europe and to Africa, and she's like, Okay, everyone, you get a country. I mean, there's freaking, I didn't even know all these countries existed. Like, if you're in a similar age as me, go look up a map of Africa or of Europe. It's changed, I assure you. I remember it was breaking news back when Czechoslovakia split in half and you had the Czech and Slovakia. Well, that's the least of it now. I mean, it's just crazy over there. It's like little townships popping up everywhere, like inside of countries. And there's like, well, I mean, I know Russia kind of went down in flames.
I was going to say, that was 1991,
Yeah, and so I know there are a couple, but I know probably that's where a lot of it came from, but I don't know what's going on in Africa. I mean, you have Congo, but apparently there's 2 Congos now. It's a Congo line. I don't know. But they have, there's all kinds of countries in there that I'd never even freaking heard of. And so I guess I didn't learn as much as I thought, or maybe everything's changed, but I remember it was a lot simpler back in the day. But I guess I'm not as good at geography as I thought. So anyway, there you go. But that does lead us to our...
What is your achievement again?
Number 1.
Bring it home, Elroy.
That might be a Patreon exclusive in there somewhere. I'm not sure. Kind of cut some time out there. But number 1, Childhood Obesity Month Chivo is banana. Not to be confused with manana, which is a delicious power thirst flavor.
That's right. Tastes a lot like
fizz, bitch.
Gun. Now, banana is worth 20 gamer score, has a 1.24 ratio, and is obtained by placing a banana in the baby's mouth. Now, here's something I do not understand. So, most people that have babies, they kind of treat them like they're made out of porcelain. They cater to every one of their needs, kind of like, they're a baby or something. And then they are always feeding them the right stuff. You got peas, you got carrots. Oh, here comes the choo-choo. And sometimes even a banana. Hence the achievement, banana, for putting a banana in the baby's mouth in the game. Educational games for children. Now, at some point, I'm curious what that point is. People just say F it. And so, perhaps as a non-breeder, and not having kids, I will never understand, but it seems like you set up a system of proper dietary control, and I'm intrigued how it all just unwinds. So, it's kind of along the same lens as schooling. So, elementary schools, they have parents out the wazoo. When I drive home, I drive by this line of parents like backed up for like a mile, picking up their kids every day. It's dreadful. Now, here's a pro tip for you. Have you never heard of a bus? So, like, if you live in district of that school, they have to provide you transportation. That's how it works. Now, so what the hell are you doing in this line? But that's neither here or there. Now, I don't know much about junior high, but by high school, it's over. Like, it's over. The nutrition, it's over. The parental involvement, it's over.
One is definitely over.
It's over. Like, at some point, you went from feeding all the right foods to this thing, and now it's like, you're on your own. So I'm just curious, at what point does that happen? Now, when I work the metal detectors at the school, I see these breakfasts coming through in a plastic bag. It's a big old jug of jungle juice. That's a real thing.
Jungle juice, that takes me back, man. I used to drink that growing up.
Sugar water and like 2 to 3 bags of chips and a honey bun. And then like usually a little bag of like cheap knockoff candy. And then the parents only show up if their kids get in a fight. I wonder why they're getting into fights. Probably because they're eating all that crap and they turn into the dang Trix rabbit.
Is this where the negligent parenting thing comes in? So they can play bells at their funeral? Ooh, okay, I'm on board now. Go.
Yes. So how does it get to this? Where did we all go wrong from putting a banana in the baby's mouth to sending them to school with a bag full of stimulants that is going to cause this child to act in irrational ways? So, in any case, for Childhood Obesity Month, I am looking at you, parents. The little deep-fried couch potatoes are like that because of you. Are you setting a good example for them? Just because you're old doesn't mean you're exempt from eating healthy or exercising ever again. I am a computer guy. All right. I'm not a real teacher, but I'm a computer guy. And we have an expression called GIGO. Garbage in, garbage out. And there's a reason all those processed foods are so cheap, as I mentioned earlier. It's the same reason you shouldn't bring that crap into your house. Put some effort in. And maybe, just maybe, we can honor the amazing Wilford Brimley and fight some diabetes.
Diabetes.
I think I'm done preaching.
All right. Well, overall, I think that was a very good segment. Are we honoring Childhood Obesity Month, or are we advocating against it? or both? I think it's both.
Yeah.
Because it's bad and we want them to be healthy, but without obese children, we won't have, AH 101's longest annual segment.
You're not wrong. I know people counted down to the days to this exciting segment.
There's a lot of chatter in podcast. Are they doing it this year? Are they doing it? Of course we're doing it this year. We just did it this year.
There you go,
Just now. You just listened to it.
Well, maybe they didn't get enough from us. Maybe they need a little more something like, top 3 things I hate about faculty meetings over Teams. Number 3, technical problems. Number 2, interruptions. Number 1, popcorn reading. Oh my God.
Holy crap. I had a very similar train of thought with top 3 reasons that online teaching sucks. Number 3, Zoom audio lag. Number 2, students refusing to turn their cameras on. And number 1, students typing super inappropriate things in public chat thinking that they're in private chat with their friends.
That's about right. All right.
Well, you can tell where the teachers' mindsets are.
You are not wrong.
Jeez.
Blaming the parents, making fun of children. I'm sorry, raising awareness about fat children and complaining about virtual school. So there we are.
Top 5! Childhood Obesity Achievement! Hey, has your 2020 been totally sucktacular? All this bad news a little hard to swallow? Then forget all about it with something that isn't tough to swallow. All new Gamer Gummies, Juice Edition, which is actually just juice. Gamer Juice, coming this October.
Warning, Gamer Juice is only easy to swallow if you routinely drink cocktails made of bleach and turpentine.
Calling all ninjas! The mystical Jade Katana has been stolen, and only you can retrieve it! Red Ninja! Blue Ninja! Black Ninja!
Gray Ninja?
Hello and welcome to Waka's Weird Wonders. I'm Waka Pale, and I've recently played a hidden gem I very much enjoyed. Multiplayer games such as Jackbox, Guilt Battle Arena, and Ultimate Chicken Horse usually have good TA ratios available in a short time, as the achievements forces you to play the game in less than fun ways. Ninja Showdown, started by 85 gamers on TA, is marketed as a 2D pixel art ninja multiplayer brawler, but all but 2 of the game's 24 achievements can be earned in its surprisingly fun arcade mode by yourself. The remaining 2 achievements can quickly be obtained with a second controller. Right now, its 1000 game score is worth more than 3600 TA, which is way more than it should be. It could be because every time you win or complete a level, your ninja dabs, a move so offensive it is illegal in Saudi Arabia. It could also be because of bean dive inflation, as around half of the starters only have a single achievement. Technically, all of the achievements can be completed in less than an hour, but it is very skill-based. You start with 3 lives and have to complete the entire arcade mode in one sitting, which is around 20 minutes long. If you run out of lives, you have to start over from the beginning again. Ninja Showdown's arcade mode features 5 single-screen levels with 5 waves of enemies each and a final boss fight. You are given 1 minute to clear each wave, with an extra life awarded if you finish it in 30 seconds. The gameplay is fast-paced and unforgiving. 1 wrong step and you are dead. usually cascading into more deaths as the screen gets overwhelmed by bad guys. Killing enemies results in a comical amount of blood. If you find it distracting or have kids around, you can disable it. Murdering tons of dudes is okay as long as there's no blood, right? You'll have to do tons of murdering as the arcade mode has over 500 enemies you have to dispose of. Remember when I said the arcade mode was barely 20 minutes long? That's more than 25 kills a minute. The controls are responsive and allows you to traverse the screen in no time, and is best played with the D-pad as it is very fast paced and requires you to quickly change directional inputs. On top of your sword and some shurikens, there are also limited use special items such as pistols, rocket launchers, mines and Molotov cocktails, which you can use to vanquish your foes. The game offers no tutorial other than showing you the controls, which is unfortunate as they are much more versatile than they at first appear. You likely quickly figure out how to do combo attacks, but the fact you can attack up and down both with your sword and items is not obvious, but is crucial to master the game and make a successful run. There are many enemy types with different behaviors and characteristics, and you have to learn how to deal with them. I had the most trouble with the different flying enemies, mostly because attacking them with a sword is very high risk due to the fast air movement. I often died by crashing into them instead of cutting them with the sword. Being in Leapfrog and working from home, I decided to quickly get 4 achievements during my lunch break, and Ninja Showdown was a prime candidate. I played for 5 minutes, earning more than the 4 achievements required for the day, then kept playing for another 30 minutes, despite telling myself I should keep the achievements for the next day. Instead, I had so much fun with the game, and sat down to complete it in the evening. After multiple unsuccessful runs, I finally finished the arcade mode in 16 minutes, and expected a bleep bloop for completing the game in less than 20. Only the achievement for completing the arcade mode unlocked. Disappointed, I learned that the speedrun was glitched and sometimes do not unlock. Now comfortable with the levels, I completed the game again, slightly slower than the 16 minutes last time, but was rewarded with the speedrun achievement. After mopping up the multiplayer, I was the 3rd player on TA to complete the game since its release in 2017. Considering how much fun I had, that was a sad number to see, as it really isn't very difficult. As simple as it looks, Ninja Showdown has a bit of a learning curve before you get good at it, and a steep price of admission. It is difficult to recommend at $15, but if you catch it on a sale, I highly recommend the fast-paced arcade action Ninja Showdown delivers. Have a nice day, everyone.